Hello, noble ones. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Really appreciate it. And I hope you're having a fantastic Sunday today. When it comes to me, you can hear me? Yes. When it comes to me, I am having a fantastic Sunday. In fact, I just got this copy of SimCity for Amiga 500, which, well, Amiga whatever you want, really. And I will be playing it after we're done with the stream because I'm old school like that. Look at this beauty. Look at this beauty. It's not the save icon. It's not the save icon. How you guys doing? You know what? I'm going to start the stream with something nonsensical like that every time from now on. So you know, hey, how is he going to start the stream this time? Hello. Thank you, Viking Gremlin, for subscribing with Prime on Twitch. Really appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much. How is YouTube doing? Have a great night, everybody. Good night to you. Let's go. Okay, I must have Metatron streaming. Yes, that's me. And let's see, I pulled you out of my video to watch this. Well, then again, go back to it afterwards, I suppose. Please. Yeah, nostalgia is great. Nostalgia is a fantastic feeling, and I farm it, my friends. I farm it. Are you on Kick? I am. It's just I decided not to stream on Kick right now, simply because I've had some trouble with the connection, and right now I think my cable broke. So right now we are on Wi-Fi. So considering the fact that I'm already multi-streaming on Twitch, YouTube, and Rumble, I thought I shouldn't push my luck and try to multi-stream on Kick as well. Four platforms at the same time. I mean, I've got a good connection. Don't get me wrong. I got the best connection money could pay for in this area. But still, I don't know if I want to push my luck with 4 multi-streaming platforms. Anyways, what I think I will do on Kick is that I will mention it. I will start mentioning it on my videos on YouTube. And then hopefully if we reach like a decent number of people following there, then I will start figure out this situation with the connection. How you guys doing? How you guys doing? You're sick? Oh, wow. Well, that's a strange way of it. Depends how you mean it. No. So, I appreciate that side 54277. I can't even read numbers, guys. We're not starting strong today. Everything is fine. Thank you. Everything is fine. So I was supposed to go live on Friday, but then I decided, you know what? Let's push it to Saturday. Friday was a little complicated, and then it's Sunday. So I guess that's what happens. Well, to be fair, it's also because of the newborn baby and trying to figure out sleep schedules and whatnot. I am a little sleepy, so expect me to mispronounce stuff, to say things wrong, to read things wrong, to click things wrong. It's all gonna happen today. It's gonna be fantastic. Exactly. Rather than Nolan, it's no Lan for me today. It's a good one, Cami. Exactly. Exactly. I see people on Rumble as well. Hello, Mr. Venendetti. Sounds like an Italian surname right there. Yeah, good stuff, good stuff. I didn't know angels got sleepy. I need to pretend, otherwise the mask, people are gonna figure it out that it wasn't just a name. I wanna keep hydrated. It's kind of hot. How is it over there, wherever you are in the world? How's the weather? Because my cousin in France has been telling me that, because I've got a cousin who lives in France, and he's been telling me it's been insane. The weather has been crazy, and I've got to say, here in my state, here in the US, it's been quite hot. And in fact, today was very humid, quite damp, if you will. Which, hot and damp is always it's intense, right? Because I feel like I feel like I need a shower every 15 minutes. Great weather in Portugal. That's fantastic, Pedro. Good to hear. Cheers from Poland. 40 degrees Celsius. Holy moly. Man, that's crazy. I have the AC on right now, but to be fair, I only turned it on like 15 minutes ago, so it's gonna take some time. I don't know if you can guys hear it. Let me see. If I stop speaking, let's see if my microphone is picking anything up. It's not. Okay, nice. Well then, is my voice a little low? Well, you let me know. Actually, it's better if yes, it is live. Purple Joe, good to have you here. Yeah, it's really hot your way as well. Red River, I see. It's insane. Yeah, 63 here in Oregon. Well, 63 is not too bad, to be honest. Finally, it took me a few years, but now I understand Fahrenheit finally. My room today, when I came up here, it was like 83. I'm like, what am I going to do with that? 83. You serious? So, anyways, yeah, 81 in New York. It sounds like 95 in St. Louis. Okay, 95 is like what? In the middle of the streets under the sun is going to be. Because, I mean, that's insane. That's crazy. Yeah, it's quite hot. Thank you, the sword and the pen. Appreciate your support. I've used your helm visibility clips. This is thanks. Oh yeah, very nice. Yeah, use as many as you want. No problem. No need to ask for anything. Like sometimes I see people sending me a message. In fact, I'm gonna say this once and for all. But sometimes I get messages from people telling me, like on email, and they tell me, "Hey, Metatron, I'd like to use a clip from your channel. Is it okay for you?" It's okay. Automatic. You have my permission. Everyone has permission. Forever. Use whatever you want. The only thing that I don't appreciate, and I will like do a claim for, is if people just take a video of mine and re-upload it as is. Well, then no. But other than that, use whatever you want. Use whatever you like. Don't use the clips too recklessly, or Metatron will strike you down. Only if it's like a full re-upload. Yeah. It's hot. I had to water my garden twice just for them to survive. Oh yeah, no, I can believe that. Totally. Totally. Yeah, we need some nice, we need an ice cream today, guys. You should order an ice cream. Come on. Dairy Queen. Do it. Order Dairy Queen. I suggested the double chocolate. What is it? Goodness gracious! I always get the same thing, but my wife places the order, so I've never actually learned. I never learn anything, by the way, when it comes to these things. Like when we go to Starbucks, it's kind of funny because let me see if I can say it. I can never say it. What I usually order is a salted caramel cream cold brew. Is it? I can never do it right. I'm like caramel, salted caramel, cream. No, cold. It's cream brew, salted cream brew. I can never do it. I can never do it. I think it's salted caramel, and it sounds wrong though. I'm saying it wrong again. Anyways, we'll figure it out. You like salted caramel? Me too, but believe it or not, it's location based. In my experience, we ordered one in a different city, and man, it was like 10 times better than the Starbucks near my place. And so I'm like, it's the same thing. How are they doing it wrong? I don't know. There must be, not that it's bad. I still like it. And by the way, notice you might be like, but you're Italian. You should hate American Starbucks coffee. It's not coffee. It's not coffee. This is how I survive. Okay, I stop because otherwise I will bitch and it will be impossible for me to function. So if I'm having pizza, it's not pizza to me, it's American pizza. Then I'm fine. I even enjoy it depending on, depending. The chains, not so much. But in general, there are some places where I eat it. I'm like, yeah, it's good. I mean, I like it. I just have to stop. I need to tell myself that. And likewise, with something like Starbucks salted caramels, cream cold brew, whatever the heck, that kind of stuff, to me, it's like I'm having a dessert. I'm having a dessert. I'm having a frappe. That's what I'm having. Because I don't call it because if I say cafe, then my expectations in my mind, I'm like, well, this is not coffee. Fine. Okay? So it is what it is. And after I do that, I enjoy it as its own thing. Given I only order tall because you guys are absolutely insane with the sizes. Not to mention that literally, I will never understand why the shortest one is called tall. You got me beat on that one. You win. GG. Well played. I won't even try. But whatever. So you got the shortest one, and the amount of sugar that one has, usually I drink half of it. I cannot understand the people that order a venti, like the big one. I don't know. But anyways, to each his own, right? Multiple times a day, and sometimes they ask for extra sugar. Are you out of your mind? How can you go to Starbucks and ask for extra sugar? I don't get it. I don't. I guess you get used to it, the sugar, and so you don't taste it anymore if you keep upping the dose, I suppose, right? I think that's what it is. Yeah, I agree. Absurd scandal. You're absolutely right. It's its own thing. It's its own thing. Matter you can bring one console to a deserted island. Which one? Well, if it's a deserted island, do I get an electric plug? Do I get a PowerPoint? Because otherwise, what am I going to do with the console? Well, I guess, what would I bring? Probably a Genesis. A Sega Genesis. That's what I'm going to bring. I'll be honest though, when it comes to modern, I mean, it's already vintage what I'm talking about, but let's just let me dream for a moment. More modern consoles, the Xbox 360 remains the one that is it really has a special place with me. For some reasons, it's like I've had all sorts of consoles, of course, throughout both Sony, Xbox, Microsoft, whatever, and then before that, the console war, Nintendo, Sega. But I'll have to say the 360 really did it. It really did it. I have so many good memories now. Given I do still prefer, like, because of nostalgia, when I have a little time, I turn on my Sega Genesis, or I turn on, or the Sega Mega Drive, as we call it in Europe. The reason why I'm laughing is because the other day I saw this meme. It was hilarious. They showed the Bible, and it was the Book of Genesis, or as it's known in Europe, the Book of Mega Drive. That's great. Bro, if you said something like that at church, I would laugh out loud in church, which probably would be disrespectful, I suppose, to the people, really. Not really. I do think Jesus has a sense of humor, so I think that's great. But still, yeah, that was great. Whoever came up with that was fantastic. It's just that it only works to me and you because we are similar age. Am I right? Book of Mega Drive is amazing. Yeah, if you search Book of Mega Drive, Book of Genesis will come up exactly. So yeah, the classic black and green Xbox. So I have that. I have one, an original Xbox. Yeah, that was great. That's when Microsoft kind of converted me from PlayStation to Xbox, is with the original Xbox. But the 360 was the one that I really, really wanted the most. I think it was because of the jump to HD graphics. Probably something like that. Iced coffee. Yeah, with this weather, I agree. Let's see. So how are things on Twitch? Let me see before we jump into the stuff that I've got for you today. You're a tea man, okay? Yeah, I don't really drink tea, to be honest. I don't. Not really a tea person, I guess. Dude, Halo is amazing. It's kind of a shame that it died, didn't it? I think the first one was great. It was like innovative. It was like, wow. Halo 2 was fun as well. We had a lot of multiplayer, local multiplayer split screen matches with that one back in the day with the boys. It was fantastic. And then after that, I think it kind of started dying out on me. And the last one just didn't work for me anymore. Yeah. PC for me. Yeah, no, of course. I mean, these days, I do love my indie horror games on Steam, and at the end of the day, console just does not have indie horror like yeah, they do, but it's not the same. Like the majority of indie horror games that I've enjoyed, they don't exist on console. Are you guys, what are you guys gonna do with GTA 6, by the way? What's your opinion on that? That's what I'm curious to read. We might, in fact, have a look at it later. We'll see. Hi, Meta. Hello to you. You, son. Louis, son. Louis. Oh, Louis Undercover. Okay, I don't know why I didn't read it that way. You're gonna wait until it's released on PC, don't because they have the console exclusive, right? With GTA, it's always like that. They start on console and then they move it, the transition onto PC. Isn't it gonna take like a year or something, or is it like 6 months? I thought it was a year. Man, a year is tough if you really wanted to play the game. Insane stuff. A little help with the diaper fund. Thank you so much, Wizard. I really appreciate the support. Thank you. You haven't played GTA 5? Yeah, no, GTA 5 was great. I loved GTA 5. It was fun. Trevor was the most fun to play on. When I be honest with you. Trevor is insane. My favorite was Michael, but Trevor was the most fun to play. They were all great though. I liked all the characters. GTA 5 was good. Yeah, it was fun. GTA 4 is the goat. I liked that one a lot too. Yeah, wasn't there like the guy that is your friend as you arrive? Wasn't he like Romanian or something? I kind of have this memory that he was Romanian. Was he? I wonder how Lupita is doing today. Lupita, how you doing today, Lupita? Let's see. Dynasty Warriors, man, I haven't heard Nadog. I haven't heard that name in a while. There was a good game as well that was very similar to Dynasty Warriors. So these kind of games where you just go around and as the champion in a battle and take out like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, really thousands of soldiers. It's ridiculous. They're fun. It was 99 Nights. I don't know if you guys know of it. It was a pretty good game. That and then that was for the 360 99 Nights. Really have good memories of that game. A little difficult. The only problem was the save point. Like the checkpoint was annoying. Anyways, the other one that I have fond memories of that was kind of similar to Dynasty Warriors was Kingdom Under Fire for original Xbox. That was amazing. That was amazing. Fantasy, classical fantasy, really good. PS3 for you. For some reasons, I've had a PS3, but I only bought it not in Europe. I bought it in Japan because, of course, when I was living in Japan, even though I was an Xbox guy, well, everybody had a PS3. Like all my colleagues, all my friends, everyone had a PS3. So I'm like, I gotta get a PS3. So I got a PS3. It was my second console because with my first salary in Japan, I actually bought a PSP, a PSP before the PS Vita. And then when I accumulated a little bit of money, I'm like, I want a console. And yeah, I got the PS3. So yeah, I was in Japan for 4 years. So that was my main console for 4 years. Still, the 360 did it better for me. I don't know what it is. Even the PS4, which I've had, didn't cut it for me. I mean, I had it. I had good fun with it. I'm an Xbox guy. I don't know what to tell you. What's Xbox doing these days? We'll probably have to check that one out. I'm not touching GTA 6 until they come off a physical copy. Well, I'm telling you this, I'm not pre-ordering anything. That's one thing I'm not doing. I'm not pre-ordering anything because you can't trust anyone these days, and I don't want to see any politics in games, and so I have to wait. I have to wait and see how bad it is, because if it's a little bit, it depends. Like it depends. But if it's nonsense, I'm not gonna give him my money. So you have to wait. You can't trust them. You can't trust anyone these days. Just the other day, I was playing this video game, and at one point, like I'm talking to this android. I don't remember the title of the game right now. If it comes back, I'll tell you. But I was like having this conversation, deep conversation with an android species, and they're like from a different planet, I think. And so we're trying to imagine how that conversation could have gone. Like fascinating, right? You're like, how do they think? What do they think of us humans? And how that kind of situation. Do they die? Are they immortal? How do they consider life? And all of that. Do they want to enslave us? That kind of situation. Instead, the discussion was that this android alien, whatever the heck, in this game said, "Oh, she's great," and my character speaks back and says, "It's they. She's a they, not she." I'm like, come on. And then the alien goes like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." I'm like, no, I can't do it. I can't do it, right? I can't do it. It's terrible. Who likes that, by the way? I don't think anyone likes that. It's such a, yeah, talking about suspension of disbelief, my friend. It's like, it's ridiculous. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Like, obviously someone like me, I'm gonna cringe my soul when I listen to that nonsense. But I'm gonna be honest. I think even a trans person wouldn't like that. In a game like this, with it are like aliens and this and that and robotic stuff and then this is the conversation. I don't think, who the heck likes it? It's only the like activist scum that infiltrate the gaming development sphere. They are the only ones that write this stuff, laugh, giggle, and think I own the charts. I truly believe that no one likes that shit. No one likes it. Total immersion break. You're absolutely right. Oh, come on. I know exactly. It's like it's insufferable. It's insufferable. Now you must remember the name. Goodness gracious, what was it? If it comes back, I'll tell you. But like, it's happening a lot in the gaming sphere. Hi, thank you so much, TSPLY. TSPLY. I really appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. I am live, my friend. Avoiding politics is like avoiding reality. I probably shouldn't call it politics. In fact, it's the cult. It's the messaging. It's the That's what it is. Because you can have politics in a game that is consistent and cohesive with the game setting, and there is nothing wrong with it. It's fine. It makes sense. I mean, Final Fantasy Tactics was highly political, um, so that's different. And in fact, up to a certain extent, if some topics are discussed in a way that is coherent with the setting, it doesn't bother me, even if we could say, well, that's part of the political discourse, right? But it's tackled like ideas of war, ideas of independence, like these things are fine. They are innately political. But if I'm playing a video game where I don't know, I'm part of the rebellion of this world, and it's fine. It's this kind of nonsense that it's like the most, it just doesn't belong. I'm just gonna say, it just doesn't belong. It just like what they did with Dragon Age Veilguard. It was unplayable, absolutely unplayable. The whole game became the first one. I remember Dragon Age Origins was so good. The blight, and then all these monsters at infecting the world, and you had to resist, but then you also have to drink the blood and become infected in order to sense the major dragon, whatever the heck. It was insane. It was incredible. That was Dragon Age Origins, and it was a setting that anyone could like, right? It doesn't matter your politics, your ideas, your religion, nothing matters at that point. Everyone can enjoy it. It's a well written fantasy story, which probably has some pillars of like, because of course this realm is medieval, it's kind of set to similar to the history. They have a church that kind of looks like the Catholic Church. So there is a lot of like the Crusaders, the magic, the all that kind of stuff. Fantastic. But the problem is that the new Dragon Age, the story now is, oh, I'm a they them. I identify as a man, even though I was born a female, and I need to come out to my parents. That's the most recent Dragon Age. And then there is this thing, the dialogues are, oh, you misgendered. It's them. It's they. Go do push-ups because you did that. Oh, I'm so sorry. I mean, what are we doing? What the heck is this? Oh my gosh. Unbelievable, guys. Unbelievable. I'm a rainbow unicorn. You know what, Luna? The rainbow is such a beautiful biblical sign of alliance. It is a godly sign. So it pisses me off even more that it's used for politics now. I kind of hate it. I want to be honest with you. I think it's a beautiful sign. We should claim it back. We should claim it back. We should claim the rainbow back. Good luck with that now. But it is what it is. Do you struggle going in public and seeing historical inaccuracies like combat veterans get annoyed with movies that are so off about war? I mean, sure, yes. When I do, sometimes I try to avoid it, but yes, it does kind of spoil my fun when I watch a movie set in the Middle Ages, for instance, or ancient Rome, and it's completely off, like completely wrong, and you can tell it kind of removes the fun for me a little bit. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna watch, of course, the Odyssey, obviously, and then I'm going to Nerdrotic to discuss it, and I'm going to Critical Drinker to discuss it. I hope they're not doing it on the same day, to be honest, because otherwise, I don't know, I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna split. Anyways, the I'm not looking forward to that, guys. I'm not looking forward to it. I'm gonna tell you this much. I wish I didn't have to. I wish I didn't have to watch it because that's gonna be a pain. That's gonna be with the freaking rapper and Helen of Congo. It's gonna be a pain to watch. Goodness gracious, my friends. You know what? I want to show you something cool though, because we talked about nonsense and it's nice to balance. So I want to show you a really cool guy. I haven't got a clue who he is, no idea, but this was recommended to me on my X and account, and I want to say this guy is based. Check this out. Check the skill. Check the skill in three, two, one. Man, wow, it moves like an anime character. I freaking love it. Yes, that is performance. Aspirations. Man, where is this place? I need to go. Yes, I put it back like a samurai. Let's go. Man, this guy. I swear. I wonder what his colleagues think. That's a pro, guys. That's a pro. Where do you think it is from? Do you think it's Japanese? I'm gonna say it's Japanese. What do you guys think? I think it's this guy's. At least he acts very Japanese, right? The video sped up a little. Still, I get it. Fine, but still, I would say quite. I would say quite impressive. Very skilled. Very skilled. Let me see. AI? No, I don't think it's AI. Japanese for sure. It does look Japanese, yeah. Plus, they do have people that do this kind of stuff. Once I went to Kobe, and I was with friends, and then we went to this like special place for the Kobe gyu, so the Kobe beef. And brother, man, the presentation was half the show. The food was half the show, but the presentation was the other half. If I remember correctly, you studied in Japan. I was working in Japan for 4 years. Yeah, I lived there. Well, so I got a job, multiple jobs, so that I could stay in Japan, so that I could work on study for my Japanese, because it was my major. So after graduating at university, I moved to Japan. But it's not like I couldn't just live there, so I had to get a visa, and I got the visa through this company, and I worked there for 4 years. But it was great because all my colleagues were Japanese, and so I could practice my Japanese every day, plus with the customers, of course. But yeah, Metatron, have you seen this video? Let me see. Is it about Chinese, Zhongwen? What Chinese should you learn? Mandarin, Cantonese, Beijing, Taiwan? No, I haven't seen it. It's a pretty cool video. So I'll check it out maybe for the second channel, and maybe towards the end of the stream, or like offline. And then, but thank you for the suggestion, because I do. By the way, my second channel, Metron's Academy, I moved to posting twice a day, and I'm going to test it for 2 weeks. If it doesn't go well with the algorithm, I'll return back to once a day or once every other day. If it does really well, I'll up to 3 times a day. So I'm testing. I do need extra videos because of it. So I thank you for that. I really appreciate it. You started YouTube because of me. Man, that's insane. Thank you for, I'm glad that I inspired you to start YouTube. You guys should go check out his channel then. Absolutely. 100%. Let me have a look again. I think we already checked it out, but why not? Checking it out again very quickly. How do you read it? T-S-Ply? T-Sply? T-S-P-L-O-Y? Hello, I'm a Christian. Hello, fellow Christian. So it's mostly political content, I suppose. Man, you post a lot talking about posting. Yeah, you post. How many times a day do you post, brother? 3 times a day. How's it going? How's the 3 times a day? Because I've been considering. I've considered. Yeah. You guys should go check him out. I've been considering switching. Oh, sorry about that. I always forget that I need to deactivate. I need to deactivate the freaking intro. I've been considering pushing up to 3, but I want to test it first in a safe environment, because you never know how the algorithm is going to respond. I don't want the algorithm to think I'm some kind of spammer, although technically, I mean, if someone called me a spammer, I get it. I get it. I post like a maniac on X. I post every 25 minutes sometimes. Every hour usually, but every 25 minutes I've done it. And it works on X at least, because spamming so much. Yesterday night I was posting, and one of the posts got 6 million views, which is good money. I'm gonna be honest with you. So I'm gonna continue spamming. But on YouTube, you gotta be careful a little bit. So I'm gonna test it in a safe environment, because if it's counterproductive and the algorithm penalizes it for it, then I'd rather it happen on the second, if you know what I mean. Oh, you're banned from X. Sorry to hear. Sorry to hear. And some musicians say no matter how good you are, there is always a Japanese person who's better than you. Ooh, that's funny. That's funny. I mean, the Japanese are really talented. Really, it's not even just the talent; it's the fact that they are, um, well, what do you say? Very disciplined, and discipline really helps in life. It really does. It allows you to achieve things that otherwise you wouldn't easily achieve. 1 second, because the chat disappeared on for some reasons the chat disappeared. We're having some technical problems. Technical problems, ladies and gentlemen. Where the heck did the chat? I don't know where the chat went. Well, I see the YouTube chat, so that one is great. When I explain gladiator classes, yeah, I know. Have you watched Citizen Vigilante? Everybody's talking about it. No, what is it? Is it a movie or what? What is that video? We broke the chat. No, the YouTube chat is fine. It's the Twitch chat. I don't know where the heck the Twitch chat went. Let me see if I can find it. Because usually, where the heck did it go? I don't know where the Twitch chat went. That's insane. This never happened to me. What a day. I told you today I was going to misclick something. I told you. Man, I told you at the beginning of the stream that I said, guys, I'm going to misclick something. How do you... Man, it's... I don't know where the chat went. Oh, wait. Maybe like this? No? Bro, I don't know where the Twitch chat went. I'm going to have to find it another way. Unless... Oh, I found it. I docked it by mistake. Okay, I found it, guys. I found it. We're good. We're good, guys. We're good. We're good. I must have double-clicked it, which probably docks it inside the OBS mainframe. And then it became so small I couldn't even see it anymore. We're good. We're safe. Okay, guys, we're safe. So, let me see. Keep the pressure on Nolan. Absolutely, my friend. Absolutely. Windows 95. Yeah, it's always a good system. You miss Windows 95. I have a Windows 98 right next to me. Nolan doesn't even respect that the horse was a gift on wheels, not a bundle in the tide. Yeah. Tip it over in the water to bring it in. Dumb. Yeah, he's a clown. Nolan is a clown. He doesn't even respect horses. Nolan is horse phobic. That's the reality, guys. That's the reality. Yes. Okay, next. I want to show you more. So we watched the base Japanese guy. Let's see what else we've got. Yeah, by the way, what's up with this situation? Why does this individual keep getting... I'm going to take you for a spin on X. What's up with this individual that keeps getting banned and then unbanned again? I don't get it. Why can they not do a nice, proper, permanent ban so that maybe this ilk, the likes of this, learn their lessons? I cannot stand Nina Lin. Nina, what did Tecton say about it? Didn't even bother covering and knew this stupid would skirt by consequence free again. True. Love these permanent bans. I know, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And if you don't know, I'm not going to tell you, because your life is better without knowing who Nina Lin is. Your life is absolutely better. 100%. All right, let's see the popular opinions here. Okay, this one, I think you all know it. I already read the super chat. Yes. All right, guys, what do you think of this? I want to preserve the culture and tradition of my people, says the Native American, the American Indian. And the lady here says, oh, such a noble cause. And then the Irish girl in this case, but to be honest, you can literally take this and put any European or people of European descent, doesn't even matter, and says, I want to preserve the culture and tradition of my people. Right-wing fascists! Yes, guys. It is what it is, guys. That's the truth. This is what we've got to work with, unfortunately. Here's a question for you. Who was the first gaming YouTuber you watched out of these 4? Well, to be honest, it's because they say gaming YouTuber, because who was the first to introduce you to gaming? I would have to say something like, Nintendo Power. Not even that, because in fact, I was gaming even before that. Yeah, we can't even address it. But when it comes to these 4, what do you guys think? Thank you, Ray Gonzalez, for the 5 Metatron memberships. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. For you, Markiplier? Really? None of them? Wow. Well, first gaming YouTuber, for me would be AVGN. It's the Angry Video Game Nerd is this guy, because I remember I was watching him. I never really liked PewDiePie. It was not my. I get it. People found him funny. For me, it wasn't my type of comedy. I didn't have anything against him. I don't have anything against him, and I'm glad that he was very successful. And then he had a wonderful family with a wife, a child, moved to Japan. Hey, wonderful, wonderful for him. I'm happy. But I wasn't into PewDiePie even at the peak of his success. Markiplier, I used to watch him a little bit because I liked his voice. It sounded very like someone who is a professional, people that record radiophonic. Does that make sense? Is that a word, or did they just make it? So yeah, I watched a few of his horror games and then I got bored. Jacksepticeye, he screamed too much. Now he's a little more relaxed with the screaming, so I occasionally watch him play horror games. Although I'll be honest with you, I actually enjoy watching his girlfriend play the games more, Gab Smolder, Evelyn, because she screams less. It's just something with me and screams. I just can't, I'm not the age demographic for it, if you know what I mean. Anyways, I do watch occasionally him. The split second, I'm going to be honest with you, the split second that Sean, Jacksepticeye, says anything anti-Christian or says anything very political, I click out of the video. But I didn't block him. It's because I can't stand him, his politics. I like him as an individual, but I can't stand his politics. So I don't unsubscribe from channels because they have different politics than me, by the way. I still watch him. It's fine. But when he says something and it pisses me off, I click out of the video, and then I like watch someone else. But then there are situations when he didn't, and then in that situations, then I find his humor funny, and so I watch the videos. It's kind of case by case. But of all these four, I want to be honest, the Angry Video Game Nerd is, yeah, I still watch him. Like when I give the formula to my son, I usually play one of his videos. The old ones, though. New ones I don't like. I like the old ones, so I rewatch the stuff from like 10 years ago. And that's me. I actually wonder what his politics are, because I haven't got a clue. I think it's quite purse private when it comes to that. Am I right? You never watched any of these? I see. Standard slop. You know, slop is such a weird term because I'm not sure what is not slop, because to me, well, someone playing a video game, it's a let's play. I mean, it's not going to be, of course, as researched and detailed and high produced as a video like a documentary. So it's or a science video. It's just the type of content. I wouldn't really call let's plays slop. The videos that, like, to me, slop is when a video is like turn on the camera, speak a little bit, turn off the camera, which I understand. It is some of the content that I produce, and it's fine. I have a problem if people call it, oh, you make slop. Fine, okay, it's slop. So what? Given. To me, something that is not slop is something that is highly researched with a lot of editing and a lot of like different camera shots. That to me is not slop. Slop is like you turn on the camera, speak, and turn it off. The thing is, though, that right now slop is what works on YouTube, unfortunately. So the way I do it is that I am working on deeply researched projects in the background, like videos that are going to take me months to put together. And then I post them. But in the meantime, I can't wait. You know what I mean? So I post slop. I post slop in the meantime, and then in the background, I create the videos. I put them together, do the research, the editing, and all that stuff, and then I post them. I have released a few of these. It's just that they take time when you want to do like really really well created content, right? And the problem is that there are some channels that can pull that off. Like they post once every 2 months or once every month, and it still goes so well because they get like 5 million views, 10 million views, that it doesn't matter. But for the majority of us, it would be career self-deletion if I decided, no, I just want to do highly produced, excellent, high-tier content, which is some of the content I used to do when I was posting like 4 times a month. It would be like my son, my elderly father, my wife, the mortgage, all of this would suffer from it. And I hate it because those are my favorite types of videos, by the way. I enjoy putting together a highly sophisticated, well-produced video. But it doesn't work. Like at least not with me. It's a very like a fraction of YouTubers that can pull that one off. Like Oversimplified is one of these, posts once every 4 months, sometimes once every 6 months, but the video gets 40 million views. Yeah, of course. But the majority of us, we can't do it. And so what I decided to do is, well, I spam post slop, which people enjoy anyways. I see people in the comments be like, I love your videos, which is like, okay, great, then it's a win-win. But in the background, I'm always cooking, guys. I'm always cooking. And then occasionally these get released. And they get buried by the algorithm, by the way, which does happen. I remember one of the videos that I made, there was a video I made a few months ago. It took a while. It took like a month and a half. 10 out of 10 when I posted it. It went terrible. It's too much resource allocation for something so volatile. So at least this way you can guarantee that the channel creates the resources needed, right? With slop. And then you give it a try. Let's see, I post a very well put together video. Oh, it went well, great. Oh, it flopped, not a big deal. It's the intelligent way to do it. That's how it is, my friends. I enjoy most of your content. Thank you so much, Kami. I really appreciate that. And that's also one of the reasons why I think it's fine, because there are people who enjoy it. And at the end of the day, I notice that the people that call it, that say slop, 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 are the people who are just jealous. Just like Figment HF, who tells me to give up, because why would I give up? The channel is doing great. I mean, I understand like giving up if nothing is working, but it's working really, really well. I bought a house. So, I mean, why would I give up? Oh, I see. I should give up so that you stop being salty about people you don't like. Well, not going to happen. It works on some people, though. It doesn't work on me. It just makes me laugh. But think about Review Tech USA. The guy went completely nuts. The haters, they really went under his skin so much that he ended up giving up. He deleted his main channel. Over 1 million subscribers. Over a decade of work. Just because the people like this, like people told him, yeah, you need to quit, stop, you're slop, you're an idiot. And he actually did it. I can't believe it. You really, haters have as much power as you give them. If you give them none, they have none. Slopification of YouTube. I know, I hate it. Trust me, brother, I hate it. Next. Let's see what else we've got to show you. Oh, yeah, this is me, by the way, guys. This is me. Anyone else relate here? Steam Summer Sale is here. You have enough games, but I don't have these games, 75%. I'll be honest, even when they don't have the discount, and I see a game and I keep buying games and I don't even play them because I don't have enough time. I don't even know why I buy them. It must be like there has to be like a rewarding mechanism in the brain that when you see a game that you like, you buy it even if you know you're not going to be able to play it. But yeah, I do this. This is literally me. This is literally me. But you know how we were talking about AVGN, Cinemassacre, keeping private when it comes to his politics, which is fine. I mean, I respect that. I understand it 100%. But it's not the only thing that I think we should start keeping private. A lot of privacy is an illusion these days, and we know it. But there are things that I think would be great to keep private, and YouTubers now and streamers are stopping to keep these things private. For instance, check this out. Check this out. Is the volume good? Okay. This is Asmongold, and he said this.
The fact that you can compare sex and games is proof you. The fact that you can compare sex and games is proof you have had sex. I don't know. Like it's again, so this is the reason why I don't talk about it a lot. It's just because I think that if you do that, there's two reasons. So the first reason why I don't talk about it a lot is people that I've had relationships with are public figures. And so me talking about that might make them uncomfortable, and I'd be sharing things that would make them feel weird. Yeah. That's number one. And number two is that I just think that it attracts people that are losers. It attracts people that are like weird parasocial losers that want to like keep up with and follow what you do. And they want to be involved in your personal life on like on a deep level. And like, I don't want to have people involved with my personal life on a deep level.
Fair.
Like, that's about it. And I don't have a problem like saying any of that or being public about a relationship necessarily. But I think that people in general, they come to my stream because they want to watch me talk about stuff or do
Yeah.
things, not because they want to hear about, like, you know, some girl that I'm talking to or some person that's going to come visit or something like that,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not interested in that. It's the same reason, by the way, why I don't really talk. Like, I never rate female streamers. I never really say anything. Like, I could say, like, even you'll find it rare that I even say that girls are attractive on my stream that are like other streamers, because I don't want to have. I don't know. I just feel like it could put women in a position that would be uncomfortable, right? I mean, that's about it. Never what? Right? Yeah.
Well, I don't do that. Personally, if I think a girl is pretty, I'll say it. But apart from that, I think the point he's making here is important. And I do appreciate this, because all of this came from a post that he made not too long ago, which had to do with, I don't even know if I can use the word sex on a stream, to be honest. YouTube is insane these days, so I don't know. Let's say sex from now on. But the idea is keeping private about your sexual life is based. We should bring back being private about private things, right? And at the end of the day, if you don't, if you're all about, oh, my body count, oh, this girl, I took this girl and I did this and I did that, it shows you're insecure. That's what it shows. It shows that you are like, oh, you want validation, you want people to think that the women are all over you. And to be honest, what's the point? It makes you sound juvenile. That's what it makes you sound. A man doesn't talk like that, in my experience. But the problem with streaming is that a lot of streamers are so self-centered these days. It's an ego problem. Everything is me, 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 me. And as I say, this came because Asmongold made a post. I'm looking for it if I can find it. He made a post where he was saying that he prefers gaming over having sex with a girl. Well, to be honest, I think he was trolling. I don't actually believe that for a second. It's here. It's here. He said, Asmongold says he's more interested in video games than sex. Girls are nice, sure, but I really like video games. That's my favorite thing to do. I think he was trolling. I also trolled myself a little bit, and I said, I love video games. I really do, but no. Regardless of that, though, it's crazy, because then the usual people then went after him, trying to shame him, meaning like that this guy never had any experience, which is obviously not true. But at the end of the day, it's just that he's private about it, and I value that. That's where I wanted to go with this. I value privacy in personal matters when it comes to this, like your relationships and your life like that. I think we should bring it back. And you know what else we should bring back? Shame. We should bring back shame. People should be ashamed of some stuff that they say. And the problem is that they are not, because at the end of the day, this weird society we built where we monetize everything creates a situation where as long as it gets the click, I'm getting a reward for it. And so I think it F's up with the reward system in your brain. I really do. So it's kind of crazy. Absolutely insane. So that's that. Level 5 women respect. Oh yeah, for sure. I understand where he's coming from when it's 100%. 100%. Anyways, let me see. One second. I'm going to block this user. Very nice. And what else? Jealousy is the devil's water. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Some Piker will be super slop. Yeah, I mean, yeah. There are probably degrees of slop. I agree with you. There are degrees of slop. Here's a question for you guys. Here's the next question. How does this photo make you feel? Asks this user on X. One word, guys. One word. What do we say? What do we say? What do we say? Yeah, removed him instantly, Napoleon. I have no time for that. So for me, when I look at this, I think peaceful. It's peaceful. It's peaceful time. That's what it looks like. Normal, yep. Vintage. Probably more than vintage, my friend. I think to be vintage, something needs to be like 20 years old. So like stuff produced in the early 2000s is vintage. I think. Is it vintage or AI? I don't know. It's probably AI. But of course, it looks like what 1950s family. You know, one thing that I like about the fashion of the 1950s, which to me is peak, is the fact that there was a massive distinction between feminine and masculine. Whereas even like never mind today, but even like in the 90s and the 80s, I mean everyone was wearing jeans and t-shirt, and even today jeans and t-shirt, male and female. I kind of liked it when women were wearing dresses and men were wearing trousers and shirts with the hat. Even but the hat probably going back to the 30s, the 20s, the little, I don't know what you call it, but I think you know what I mean. Um, to be fair, the only place where I see these days, there are exceptions, but the only place where I see girls in dresses, it's churches. And not even all churches do it. Sometimes, like LDS churches are always dressed kind of like this, but and I guess Jehovah's Witnesses as well. Not sure about other churches. Catholic churches, a little less these days, really, at least in Italy. I don't know how it is in your country. Foundational, that's a good word. Based, of course, this is based. It's a based family with a dog as well, with a good boy. Look at the good boy. Look at the good boy. Wholesome, that's another good one. Yeah, I think it does look like 50s a bit, doesn't it? Yeah. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Normal. Totally. It is the norm to have a good um what do you call it? Nuclear family, traditional family. I'm gonna say it. The traditional family is the best family for any society. It doesn't mean that now I don't want to make it illegal for other people to have different families and whatever. But the traditional family unit to me is the best family unit that you can have. All right, so I have a question. Are you guys gonna watch this or no? You guys watching this? Are you guys watching the lady? Supergirl, Supergirl, let's go. Nope, I see a lot of no in chat. Yeah, me neither. I'm not watching shit. I'm not watching it. Absolutely not. Hard pass, 100%. 100%, my friend. You know what's crazy about something like this? What's crazy is that they make these weird statements. Of course, I made a video about it. It was a reaction to Brett Cooper, who made some really good points. But the reality is, and this is something I said on my post on X where I talked about this, and it's the following. Her remark about the sick fans, the bad people, and then she called them Christian dads. All these Christian dads. She said it like that negative connotation, right? And of course, everybody clapped in Hollywood. Everybody clapped. Because at the end of the day, if you're Christian, white, and straight, and you're a dad, you can be made fun of as much as they want because it's accepted by the cult. But could you imagine if she said that about Muslim dads? It would never happen. Impossible. Not with Hollywood. They will do it with Christian dads. They'll mock the Christian dads all they want because it's accepted by the dogma of the cult. It's how it is. But she would never dream to say anything like that about any other religion. Any other religion. She wouldn't, would she? Even if the backlash or the attacks or the critics were the same, she wouldn't do it. Not to mention the whole queer icon thing. It was like, goodness gracious, it was ridiculous, to be honest. It was ridiculous. I don't know where we're going, but Hollywood is getting worse with each passing day, my friends. Thank you, Savro YouTube. Hey, Metatron, do you know Faria Faraj? Oh, I think I do. He made a long response to the whole Odyssey conversation. I'm curious about what you say. Is who is he again? Because, one second. Oh, I think I saw him. Yeah, the guy with I was going to say the beard and the long hair, but that sounds like me. Okay, I didn't know he made a video about it. We'll absolutely have to check it out.
My friend in
Let
this.
me pause this for a second. And oh yeah, it's this one here, right? 10 hours ago. So it's this one here, right? This one. Yeah. Okay, well, I probably won't react to it today because he literally just posted it. And it seems to be doing well. 10,000 views quickly like that. So I don't want to interfere with that. So I will react to it next stream though, or maybe offline. Okay. So I don't react to it immediately, but I will react to it and provide some commentary. Why not? But thank you for letting me know. So I got it in the tabs. You saw it. I got it in the tabs. Maybe in the meantime, go watch it. You know, you could watch it offline on your own, not offline, but you know what I mean. You could watch it on your own, so he gets the view, and then I'll do my commentary on it, and we'll see how it goes. Henry Cavill, Superman was really good, bro. Henry Cavill is based. I like that guy a lot. I do like that guy a lot. Okay, here's another one that's something else that I saw on X, and it really annoyed me. I don't know if I can show it though. Can I show it, or is it gonna get the stream demonetized? I don't even know. Maybe for now we'll skip it. I know I just told you a little bit about it, but I'm just thinking, you know what? I'll show it. I'll show it. I will show it. So, this happened in Italy. But to be honest, of course, the fact that it happened in Italy annoys me profusely because I'm Italian, but it would be equally awful. So, we have a bunch of migrants. There is an elderly man, an elderly Italian man, and they're robbing him. They're robbing him. They're robbing him. His guy is in his 80s. And then he falls on the ground. I'm going to pause here just in case the fall is something they could get, and then they run away. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing, guys. Because I'm just going to be straight with you. If it's elderly people or if it's children, life in prison. I don't even want to hear it. Life in prison. Because it's like it's a cow. Plus, their faces are on camera now, and I really hope that. Again, I think it happened in Italy, right? Yes, it did happen. I think elderly European, they say. So I don't know if it happened in Italy, but if it did happen in Italy, and Meloni doesn't do anything about this, then she needs to be changed because we need leaders that don't just tell us what we want to hear. We need leaders that do. We need action. We need action, and that's just how it is, right? And there was another situation that I shared. I told you the tweet that I shared. I just want to show very quickly. This one I know for a fact I cannot show on stream because I mean, look, it even gets the content warning, sensitive content, as you see, 5.9 million views. I am glad that this post of mine went viral because I want people to see this face. So I'm gonna show you the face now. And I won't play it because it's 100% going to block the stream, so I'm not going to play it. But I'm going to tell you what happens. And if you want to double check, you can check my X account. As you see, I once again recommend life in prison, no parole for this scumbag. So, she's in a bus. If you recognize these, there are some symbols that show that the bus is a bus for children with disabilities. She beats the hell out of this little kid here because she just, I don't know, loses her patience. She usually hits him with the elbow. She F's him up, a little kid. This is the face. I want it public. Everyone needs to see this face. Life in prison. Life in prison. And what's insane is that I clicked a few of the comments. I noticed a lot of people agreed with me. Some people kind of took it too far. Too far, not for this individual. For this individual, I get it. I get it. What you're saying, DEATH penalty, bro. If it's allowed by the law, I would support that. So that's not even too far from me. But what's too far from me is like some people take this and then they say that every black person is like that. And obviously that's not true. I don't agree with that. But I will tell you that every person that does this needs to be punished. And I don't care if the data and the statistics show that there is a higher percentage of individuals, and in fact we don't even need to talk about race. We can talk about religion, for example. When was the last time that a Taoist flew a plane into a building? Okay, so we know there is a specific religion that has a higher number of individuals. It's data, it's real, and data is not racist. So the authorities need to act according to what data per capita shows. Of course, if someone is innocent, don't do anything to them, because that would make us evil, that would make us unjust. And I don't want to deal with that during Judgment Day. But whenever someone is evil, we need to use our data. It's also evil to have data, have per capita, and pretend it's not there because you don't want to be called racist or whatever the heck. No, that's also evil, and that's also going to be. So you need like that medium decency logics sector where you can operate accordingly. And people like this, we need to have like some real repercussions. It is what it is. Law and order, my friends, law and order. And so that's the reality of it. That's the reality of it. So yeah, and as I was saying, there were some people in the comments that were saying, I thought you were a Christian. What? What does that have to do? Yes, if anything, as Christians, we're called to defend the weak and the innocents. Have you ever heard of the Templars? Like, what are you even on about? She's beating up a child. The other guys, those migrants, were attacking an elderly man. Being Christian means protecting the weak. And what are you on about? We hate evil. We hate sin. We don't hate the sinner. And of course, but we do hate sin. So people have this weird idea, oh, you're a Christian and you want this person to go to prison? Yeah, absolutely. 100%. 100%. What are we even talking about? What do you even think Christianity is at this point? Hippie 2.0? It really isn't, my friend. It really isn't. Friend, actually. Anything but. And it's an insane situation. Look at this cartoon. This is real, by the way. There are people like this. There are people like this. What flag is that on the top right? I don't actually know. But the reality is there are people like, for instance, you have people like, what's her name? Frogan. She belongs to this category, and so does Hassan Paika. And there are people that think this way. Now, I'm not even going to say it. DEATH. Because I refuse to even read this sentence. This is how far away from me this sentence is. I refuse even to read it. I said, God bless America. God bless America. But regardless, personally, if someone ever said, retroactively, guys, retroactively, is it Cuba flag? Okay, I see. I didn't know. If someone ever said DEATH to America, that should prevent them from entering this country ever. Put them on a list. Put them on a list. That's what I say. Block, enforce, make stricter borders. Because if someone says this, if they chant this, what are they going to bring to this country? Success? Wealth? Are they going to help the local population thrive? That's the thing. And so if they have position, someone says this, they have a position in Congress, they should lose it. It's really that simple. I don't believe that people who chant this should set foot in this country. And if they're already in this country, they should be deported. I don't even care if they're citizen. I really don't. I don't care if they're legal resident with a green card. If you say this, or stuff like 9/11 won't deserve, I can't wait for another 9/11 to happen, absolutely not. Deport. Deport them all. That's what I say. Deport them all. Because you want to protect the good people. You want to protect the good people. Also because when these people end up doing stuff, then they make the entire group look bad. So it's bad for the native population that just want to live in their country peacefully. This is the people, because Americans in America should be first. Before me, by the way. Before me. Even though I passed my citizenship test. Still, someone who was born here and has been here, their families is from here for generations, they will always be more American than me, and I accept that. They will always have priority over me, and I accept that. But the reality is that, yes, if someone says this and then they do something like that, it's not only bad for the people of this country, the good people of this country, but it's also bad for the people that happen to have the same race or the same beliefs and all that kind of stuff. And then governments should kick them out, because when a government punishes evil, the people get a sense of justice, a sense of peace. But if the government enables this kind of stuff, for instance, in the UK, that's what I'm talking about. So you have the Sikh guy with the dagger, the ceremonial dagger, and they have the exception because the UK wants to be tolerant to foreigners. And then, but the local population, you can't even go out with a butter knife to defend yourself. You can't go out with a pepper spray, you get arrested. So the native population cannot carry anything, but these foreigners can carry whatever they carry a sword. Then one of them, as you would expect, uses this to commit murder. Rest in peace, Novak, Henry Novak, and his family as well. May they have peace. That happens. And what does Starmer say after that? We will not remove the exemption. Oh, but then the problem is the racists. You are generating racism. You are generating intolerance in the people because it's a reaction. It's a reaction. It would be like taking someone's hand, put it in boiling water, then I smack the thing and you tell me, oh, you're being violent. No, you caused it. You caused it. Why did you put my hand inside the boiling water? It's exactly what they did. And I imagine at this point they also do it because they want you to go nuts so then they can try to vilify you and demonize the native people that had enough. Am I making sense? Screw digital ID. Obviously, that too. It was all about control. We know that. Never mind protect the kids. If you wanted to protect the kids, you would get rid of all the illegals. That would do well 1,000 times more for protecting children than the freaking ID. Let me tell you that much. Yeah, everyone is telling me it's the Cuban flag. Yeah, totally. Incredible, guys. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't even think what I'm saying requires any level of. It's just normal. It's just normal behavior that you would expect. The government should protect its people. But here we are. Here we are, my friends. Let me see. Let me hear a little chat. Yeah, it's a screw two-tier justice. You're absolutely right, but they deny it. It's insane that they will deny it. They will say it's not happening while it's baked inside the laws and the way law is enforced. Should I say Sharia law is enforced in the United Caliphate? Because the reality is that they say it, depending on which group you belong to, we will have equal, what did they say? Different of treatment for equality of results. You're out of your mind. You're out of your mind. Ban boiling water, my friends. Ban boiling water. Totally. I'm going to show you one last thing and then we move to one of the videos I wanted to check because something dropped and I got to review it. I got to check it. But before we do that, this is new body cam footage showing police sympathizing with Henry Novak's stab over racism. Check this out.
This is really important. Okay.
So, yeah.
This is really important. Okay. The time now is 11:55. Okay, it's important, mate. All right. At this time, I'm arresting you on suspicion of attempt murder. Okay. Do not have to say anything. It may harm your defence if you don't mention when questioned something which you may later rely on in court. Anything you do so may be given evidence. Okay. The necessities are for a prompt and effective investigation. Okay, and for any further harm and injury. You've got your side of the story, mate. We don't know what's going on here. Okay, so we need to find out. Okay.
Yeah, the guy is literally offended, bro. Really? Well, I thought England was supportive. I thought England wasn't racist. That's what he's thinking. He's offended. He wasn't expecting it, guys. This face tells you everything you need to know about the current state of England. This guy is surprised that he's being arrested on suspicion of murder just because he stabbed someone just because what?
Zulu Whiskey 69, Charlie. Starting sure what's gone on here. I've gone 9 for attempt murder with the gentleman that I've run through. Have we got a van at all that I can get him down to Central?
Bro, if this was the US, this guy would be on the floor with his hands in cuffs, by the way.
Okay, and we'll get it all sorted, all right? I'm not saying you've done anything, mate, but we need to find out what's happened, okay?
I'm not saying you've done anything, mate. He just stabbed someone and he died.
I've been racist.
No, I know.
Racist.
Okay. I know, but we don't know what's going on, mate.
He was racist and you say, I know? What do you mean, I know? You just said you don't know what's going on, so you don't know if the guy was racist. But regardless, even if it was, the answer from an officer should, well, the answer from an officer should be, get on the fucking ground. That's what it should have been, like they do in America. Freaking love it when they say that, but whatever. What they, in the situations where it's right, let me underline, because there are some cops that do stuff that shouldn't happen, but a lot of the times I watch cop cameras and people are being ridiculous. People are being ridiculous. Anyways, the one thing I was saying, if someone tells you, but he was being racist, what you should say is, yeah, but that doesn't mean that you're allowed to stab him for that. That's what he should have said. In fact, he should have said, but did he attack you? Did he pull a weapon? So all he did was he was being racist? That's the reason why he should have said that? Because by saying that, and then this guy who's a clown, who's an idiot, would have said, well, yeah, probably thinking that he was racist. That's enough for him to justify my stabbing, right? And you could have got that on camera, perfect, for the lawyers, destroy the guy. Well, the guy was already destroyed, other than, again, they gave him, what, 35 years? They should have given, like, how many? No, that's Carmelo Anthony. I don't know how long they gave him. Did they give him life in prison? I hope they did. I really hope they did, because that's what this scum deserves. Any cop in the US did this, the whole city would be sued. Yeah, of course, because again, they let the guy die. Don't forget the context. Henry Novak said, I got stabbed, and the other officer said, I don't think you have, mate. And he died. All he needed to do was lift his shirt. The kid may have made it. We don't know. So in a country like this, then you're surprised that people are mad? That people are rioting in the streets? Goodness gracious, brother. I mean, seriously. That's insane. That is insane. Yeah, there we go, Alexandra. Sorry if it took me a while to read it. I have an autistic child. She's disgusting. You're absolutely right. That poor kid, she definitely needs to be in jail. I agree. Yeah, we were talking about the lady that attacked the child. And I am so glad that 6 million people saw her face thanks to me. Like, if there is, maybe this is one of very few cases where you hear me flexing. I usually don't. It's against my personality, but in this case, I am gonna flex, all right? I am gonna flex, all right? Everyone needs it. 6 million people saw her face. I am so glad. I really am. I really am. That's what the people like that deserve. Metatron, did you watch Archcast video on Mercy to the Guilty, School to the Innocent? Not yet. Not yet. I haven't watched it yet. I'll have to check it out. I had I was invited by Archcast, and I actually went to one of his podcasts. It was me, him, and Carl Benjamin. We had a discussion. It was actually quite interesting. Could you make a video about Kikero? With the current algorithm, no. I will keep testing it, by the way. I will keep testing and maybe release the occasional history-related video. Other than, again, I mean, I know people, I don't know why people don't think that, people call the Odyssey videos culture war, and I get it, but there is also some history to it. So there is a history component to it. There is a literary component to it. So personally, I enjoy considering those because it's the kind of videos that I used to make many years ago anyways, when I was like doing debunking videos and whatnot. So to me, that is kind of old school content anyways. But with the pure history videos, I'll try occasionally peppering in one every once in a while, but as of now, the algorithm punishes me every time I post anything that has to do with history on this channel, which is why I will test it. But if I do, and the video is like completely shadow banned again, as it happened the last 4 times that I tried, then the history videos will entirely be basically any new history video will be posted on Metatron History, the dedicated channel, because at least that one I know it doesn't have this kind of shadow ban, and that's how it is. It's crazy. Like a video on history that I made, I posted it on, it's a new video on history. I posted it on the Metatron History channel, which has like 25,000 subs, and it got something like 20,000 views. Then not so long after that, I posted a video about gladiators on this channel, and it got 7,000 views. It's like, it's ridiculous. So anyways, I will try. If something happens, and that's why, by the way, I've been pushing the Odyssey so much. It's not just because, well, the views create money, whatever. That's one of the reasons. I'm not going to hide it. But the other reason is, can I start slipping in ancient Greek stuff as well? You know, if the algorithm thinks that that's fine. Maybe I can start slipping in some little ancient Greece, and then maybe I could try and slip in a little ancient Rome back. So I will try it. But if it starts happening, or if I can find a video that can be multifaceted, so it's like it's a little culture war, but it's also a little history, then I'll do it because I enjoy doing the history content. But if the algorithm keeps punishing me, I just can't do it. I made pizza San Marzano Dio, tomato scratch made dough, vino rosso, nice, salame, chad, belgioioso, mozzarella, wow, man, San Pellegrino Chinotto was delicious. You even drank the Chinotto, bro. You have to be in Italy then. Where the heck did you find Chinotto if you're not in Italy? That's a drink. It's kind of a bittersweet drink that we have in Italy that I personally enjoy a lot. The dough was hard to shape and stretch. I see. Well, I'm glad. It was great then. Fantastic to hear, my friend. Fantastic to hear. I need to sub to that. Yeah, absolutely. I don't post often, by the way, not because Metatron History, the channel, is dead, but because I don't want to post slop on that channel. I want videos to be well put together. So, yeah, they take time. But I do post. So there is that. Time for a new channel for Easter. Yeah, it already exists. It already exists. And so that's how that one is working. And we'll see how it is. I'm late. What are we talking about? Everything and nothing, my friend. But anyways, I just saw a drop, guys, and I want to check it out. I just saw a drop. Do you recognize this flag? Do you recognize this setting? So, Shoe on Head just dropped. He was white. He deserved it. So I guess she's covering, among other things, the Carmelo Anthony situation. But I've covered it extensively myself, and I think we already know what my position is. I've talked about it. Obviously, the guy's a murderer and he deserves it. And the people that are saying that he should be, that is self-defense, they are just anti-white racists who just enjoy the idea of people that look like them to be able to stab people who don't look like them. It's really that simple. But apart from that, which is the obvious, I am curious to see how she's going to spin it, because she's got a masterfully well-crafted sense of humor. So without further ado, let's see how she's going to tell us what we already know to be based. Listen to Tarantella as well. Wow, man, you're proper. Let's go.
Wake up, maggot! It's time for your annual race war! Oh, you didn't want to be in a race war? Well, too bad. You're in one. Your skin color is your uniform, soldier. Black people on this side, white people on this side, Italians... We'll figure it out later.
Man, I knew it. Okay, then. Okay, then. Let me reply to that. I'm gonna reply to that. Once and for all. Once and for all. 1 second. There we go. See, the AI knows it. The AI knows it. Shoe on Head. Subway offers a variety of fresh baked breads. Italian herb and cheese, the fan favorite. Artisan Italian, plain white. White bread in Subway is Italian. So Italians are white. GG, well played. Let's go.
Attention! Which one of you lily lickers mixed the white Monster Energy with the Kool-Aid pineapples? How many times do I have to tell you? No mixing. Now get suited up, soldier. You're heading into your first battle. The comment section of a Nick Fuentes Instagram reel.
Oh, wow.
Godspeed.
Man, what an intro. She titled it, "Can you be racist against white people?" All right, so this is not just about the Carmelo Anthony. Now we're talking. Bro, I swear, she's fighting the good fight. Now I'm going to have to show one thing very quickly. I know I'm interrupting her a lot at the beginning, but brother. Well, you know what? I don't want to interrupt her. I'll show it later, but this is it. This is it, guys.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of I am your host, Shoe on Head. You may know me as Timu Boxy, or perhaps the woman who footmogged Hassan Piker.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I know a few of you have come here from that last video, so hello, new friends. And
hello.
Old friends, please say hello to the new friends. Do not scare them away. One of the biggest things that happened when I was gone was the conclusion to the Carmelo Anthony trial. Now, for those of you who are unaware, for those of you who have no idea what has been going on, don't worry about it, kid. No, but what happened was last year during a Texas high school track meet, Carmelo Anthony, a 19-year-old student, and
Scumbag. And this is the victim, by the way.
Austin Metcalf, a 17-year-old student, got into a heated dispute after Carmelo entered Austin's tent, which was like a rivalry school's tent. An argument followed, and then allegedly Carmelo said, "Touch me and see what happens." And so Austin shoved him, and Carmelo pulled a knife out, and yeah. Austin then passed away.
As far as I heard, it wasn't even a shove. It wasn't even a shove. I looked into it, and it was nothing. It was nothing. It was like, maybe there's nothing. Was a handsome boy as well. What unbelievable.
Way in his brother's arms. Court argued that that use of force with a knife was completely unjustified.
Correct.
That a single shove did not justify a deadly response. During
Correct.
the trial, jurors listened to witnesses' accounts of the events, reviewed video evidence, and after a few days, the jury found Carmelo Anthony guilty, and
Based.
he was sentenced to 35 years in prison.
Should have been
and
life.
everyone accepted that outcome because they understand how the law works and they respect our justice system.
Of course. Of course. There they are. What a bunch of scumbags. Look at that. Like, it would be like someone like me, right? It would be like someone like me, and then a white guy stabs a black guy for no reason, and then I'm like, no, because, I mean, he was black, so he deserved. How do these people think? I would never in a million years. In fact, before you say it, I have covered a story recently. It's just that YouTube decides what to push and what not to push. That's beyond my power, guys. But I did cover a story of a guy, white guy, with an AR-15 who shot into a family. It was a black family. They were having a little birthday party, and the guy started shooting at them. So, of course, I want this guy to end up in prison. I don't care about their skin. I don't care about the skin. But that would be like me saying, no, release him, because, what? Because of what? What are we even talking about? How do these people function in our society with this kind of brains?
Only good cracker is a dead cracker.
Oh, you gotta be joking. Yeah, that's what I mean. But then they tell us, you can't be racist to white people, guys. You can't be racist to white people, they tell us. Now, these are the people, first and foremost, that generate racism. And I don't even want to hear it anymore. If anyone says, I've decided this is now, for me, a test of character. If I hear a YouTuber say, well, you can't be racist to white people because it's not systemic, unsubscribe immediately. I don't even care. I don't care. We can have other political issues. This is not a political issue. This is beyond politics. This is a human decency issue. So if anyone says like that in my family, I stop talking to them. If anyone says like that in my friends, you're not my friend anymore. And I've done it. If anyone starts to say, like, this is how it's going to be, we need to create distance between us, decent people, and individuals like this. No tolerance. No more tolerance.
Only good cracker is a dead cracker.
I don't have an opinion. I don't have an opinion here.
These kinds of
Always so violent, by the way.
face-to-face, emotion-rising, shouting matches really do no good.
In this video, we are going to discuss the insane reactions to the Carmelo Anthony trial, read some tweets, watch some TikToks, as well as debunk a bunch of misinformation because I am just tired of seeing the same ridiculous, regurgitated talking points repeated ad nauseum by hundreds and thousands of people just believing it as gospel, hyping themselves up into a race war. No, I am not kidding. That is how bad it is getting. Growing up, I was always told not to judge people based on their appearance, that it didn't matter what gender you were, what your sexuality was, didn't matter if you were short or tall or fat or thin. I was always told that skin color was not important, and it's not. But you know what is important? Your skin's health. So before we get into the video, let's quickly give a shout out to
oh my gosh, that she got me with that one, guys. She got me with that
today's
one.
Sponsor, Henson Shaving. Have you ever wondered what not skipping the ad?
Uh-oh. Well, look, I may have skipped the ad in this case, but I'm gonna see if you have a code. Does she have a code?
Part to get free shipping on
Where's the
June
code?
and
June.
use code
Okay, right? I showed the code, guys. I showed the code.
June at checkout after adding your kit to the cart to get free shipping on your order. I know a lot of men just ignore skincare, and trust me, as someone who is going to be a dermatologist, men think they're not aging until one day they wake up and they're their dad. Take care of your skin. This is
You know, it's kind of funny because I do have a skin routine. Every time I shower, I do a skin routine. I do have a skin routine, but brother, 44, my friends. Clean living and vitamin pills. Wrong button.
This is a great start, and your skin will thank you for it. Big thanks to Henson for sponsoring this video, and thank you, the viewer, for not skipping the ad.
Thank you.
Right? Now let's get back to the video. So let's not waste any more time and get straight into this, shall we? They found him guilty so fast right before Juneteenth. These folks playing in our faces. Carmelo's only crime was not allowing himself to get beat down by a white man. Carmelo will get out of prison. That boy ain't getting out of the grave. If
Oh, that's you know, my
he kept his hand
while there is a family that is crying, and it's like I just can't deal with these people anymore.
to himself, he'd still be enjoying his white privilege today. White people are
White privilege, yeah, the privilege of getting stabbed while people say this. That's the white privilege.
not victims of racism. You can't be a victim of a system you created. Hey, 23-year-old white guy who can't find a job and still lives with your parents. Did you know you created the entire system we're in right now, and therefore it's totally acceptable to hate you and be racist towards you? This is the same stupid shit they say to men, like, oh, you created the patriarchy. Like, who the f are you talking about? Joe Schmo working at Chipotle didn't create shit. The system isn't benefiting white people at all. It's not benefiting anyone except the rich and powerful. The racism equals prejudice plus power bullshit really one-shotted these people, huh? Only a black child can be minding their business, get ambushed, bullied, and pushed around and become the aggressor for protecting himself.
Unbelievable. He was told to leave the freaking tent. He wasn't
But
minding
he was
it.
quite literally not minding his own
Exactly.
business. He was in a rival's team tent and was asked to leave like a dozen times. Witnesses say he started escalating it into a fight and then
Yep.
stabbed someone in the fucking heart. That's not minding your business. Why did they hire that horrible lawyer? Had to be the worst defense in history. Absolutely no
Really?
reason Carmelo shouldn't have testified. We gotta do better with who we hire to represent us. Plenty of black lawyers in Texas.
Represent us. You do understand that by saying us, you're not saying black people. You're saying murderous racists. Because that's what you are. Black intelligence. You do lack the intelligence, though. That's the problem with it.
His family raised like $1 million on GoFundMe and then blew it all on a new house and a Cadillac. So then they had to get a public defender. That baby
Oh
was
my
sentenced to
gosh.
35.
Did you hear that? The family raised almost $1 million, bought a house with it. That should be scam, by the way. That should be a scam. I mean, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. They bought a Cadillac and he had to go with a public defender? Their own son? What? No wonder it's this scumbag ended up being a criminal who wanted to stab people if he has a family like that. Oh, $500,000 of the donation, and defense purchased 150,000 Cadillac and began renting a home valued 900,000. Okay, so they didn't get $1 million. They got $500,000, spent 150,000 cash, and used the other ones to do a down payment. This is insane. This is insane. This is unbelievable. This is unbelievable.
Cadillac. So then they had to get a public defender. That baby was sentenced to 35 years.
I saw this one.
I love the community note. That murderer was sentenced to 35 years.
Yeah, I love community notes. They're based.
Black people, please carry more than a pocket knife. Get their asses before they can get you.
But the problem is yeah.
What the hell do you mean, get their asses before they can get you? That's literally what Carmelo did! He got Austin's ass! He killed him! Why the f are they acting like Carmelo was the one who died? 35 years on your first offense is over-sentencing. Yeah, there has to be a retrial. This is blatant injustice.
No, I agree. There should be a retrial and they should turn it into life. He should never see the light of the sun ever again, because we need to make an example of people like this. Precisely because, as you see, there is plenty of them and they are out in the open because they fear no repercussion. That also. I mean, some of these are not protected speech. I don't even care. Some of these are not. The ugly speech, the guy saying racial slur against white people, the slur, I don't particularly care. I don't think slur is protected. Any slur is protected speech. I don't care. But the part where he says, is a dead, and then he used the slur, no, that's careful. We're blurring the line. Because, I mean, it's still ugly speech. He didn't directly say he's gonna do it, and he didn't say, guys, we should do it. But in the wake of a murder, and you say that, it sounds like you're inciting. It's incitement for violence. So I think there are a few of these that we should have the feds go to them, kick the door down with SWAT and team, and take them. And take them to prison, and they should be sentenced. whatever it is that kind of incitement to violence is, whatever the justice system is. I'm not saying life in prison for something you say. It's different to actually doing it. But whatever it is, the sentencing, is it 2 years, is it 5 years? I don't actually know. Whatever it is, they should get it. And if they resist arrest and they try to, pull a knife, they should be shot down. This is how it should be. We need to make an example of people that push for racial violence, and it is what it is.
First offense.
Self-defense.
And the offense in question is murder. Your Honor, It was only his first murder. 35 years ago, killing a Nazi got you a Purple Heart, but now that a German American is president, it gets you a life sentence. All white people deserve no mercy. Now Austin Metcalf, a 7...
I know who that guy is, by the way. She censored it. Like, she doesn't show you who this guy is, but I've seen him on X. He posts some of the most... This guy belongs in jail as well. And I'm glad that she doesn't give him publicity, though. I think that's right. So I'm not going to show his name either, but I know exactly who he is. And he says stuff like this all the time.
As president, it gets you a life sentence. All white people deserve no mercy. Now Austin Metcalf, a 17-year-old, is a Nazi because he was white. Also, 35 years ago... Does this dude think World War II was in 1991? Black Americans, arm yourselves. This country is officially a terrorist state of white supremacists. You have no reason to abide by or follow any more laws in this country. Law enforcement and these politicians are all terrorists. Let it all fall. Time for judgment.
Yeah, so the reality is that someone like this is a black supremacist. Now, I'm against all forms of supremacy, okay? Blue supremacy, white supremacy, black supremacy, yellow supremacy, gray supremacy. Well, for the grays, I can't really do anything because they're probably technologically advanced more than us, so if they want to be supreme, I don't think there is anything we can do about it. But apart from gray supremacy, I think all other types of supremacy are wrong. But I will say, black supremacy is the most dangerous one, because white supremacists, the split second they say, they immediately get repercussions because... no one wants to deal with that shit, right? The laws and everything, hate speech immediately. But black supremacists get away with stuff so they can organize themselves. So they are more dangerous right now. That's the reality. That's the reality. How about we treat everything, all forms of supremacy, let's treat them all equally in the sense that we don't tolerate any. Instead, this is tolerated, and there are plenty of people that encourage this. They're like, oh yes, this is so stunning and brave.
Just as I suspected. Schizophrenia. I recommend logging the f*** off. Do these people just live in a completely different reality? A guy gets put in prison for murder, and they're like, wow, what's the point of even following the law anymore? Having a black son gotta be the tops of fears. I'm going insane. It was the white son that was murdered. Why are they acting like the black son was murdered? Why are you scared of having a black son in this context? Oh, I'm so scared my son will stab someone and go to jail one day. Like, what? What?
Yeah. They're scared of the fact that there are repercussions, as there should be.
It's only self-defense when a black kid dies. Literally, multiple witnesses, including black witnesses, including Carmelo's own friends, said that Carmelo was the aggressor in the situation. Also, just in general, murder is not the acceptable punishment for a shove, for a push. That's not how that works. 50,000 likes on that bullshit, by the way. 50,000 people saw that and were like, hell yeah.
True. This is not a minority. I mean, it's a fraction of the population, but it's still not. It's 50,000. We saw this, guys. It's not news. This is racial, but it's the same thing that happened with Charlie Kirk. The guy gets murdered, and then thousands and thousands, hundreds of thousands of likes for the people laughing at his death. So that one was for politics. This one is for race. So if you are the wrong politics, you deserve to die. If you are the wrong skin color, you deserve to die. I mean, at this point, we need the second coming of our Lord. I hope he happens to come relatively soon, because that's the only thing is going to fix it. Because I don't think this is going to get any better unless we need some proper... every day I get more and more authoritarian I used to be more libertarian. I mean, I've always been right-leaning, you know that, but I've never been an extremist in any way, shape, or form, which is why a lot of people thought about me that I was a centrist. I'm not a centrist. I've never been a centrist. I've always been right-leaning, and I think that that's obvious, but I never had problems with people, even though I am more right-wing. I never had problems with people who are decent, but they're left-leaning, but they're decent. I don't have a problem with that. But we're getting to a point where even though I was like right a little libertarian, every day I get right a little more authoritarian. And it's a reaction to this, because I want the authorities to do something about this. Something has to be done, because decent people of all races, in fact, of all political ideas, as long as it's not extremist nonsense and radicals, they shouldn't be afraid of someone else thinking that they deserve to die because of something like this. But then again, we live in a world where if you do the wrong mayo, if you don't put enough mayo in the sandwich, they shoot you. So at this point, again, as I say, we need the second coming of our Lord.
Kids are the only kids who can't afford to make mistakes without dire consequences. Your Honor, it was a mistake. My client did a little oopsie poopsie, a little fucky wucky ooh woo, if you will. Black people are held to a higher standard than every other race. We are expected to be perfect, while others are given grace, excuses, and— Hey, stop. Just a reminder that this is all in context of the Carmelo Anthony situation. Yeah. So the held to a higher standard, in this case, the higher standard of do not stab people. I'm sorry, okay. Go on. One mistake by a black person gets used—
What is it? It's not a mistake. A mistake is we ordered a cheeseburger and we ordered a Big Mac. And the Big Mac was your sandwich, but I ate it. I made a mistake. I'm sorry. That's a mistake. That's a mistake.
To judge an entire community. Oops, I fell and my knife accidentally stabbed your heart.
Austin fell onto Carmelo's knife trying to attack him. Because the knife is 3.5 inches. The cut was only 2.
I'm crashing out. I'm crashing the fuck out. Please let the next one be somewhat rational. Y'all gentlemen are so fucking dumb. Y'all really thought that he was gonna get away with stabbing that kid to death. I can tell a lot of you were raised by hoes. Finally, a normal, sane person.
Is it?
A strong black father tells you early that you can't get away with the same shit whites do. Oh, god damn it. Had me in the first half. When do white people get away with stabbing?
True. What? But yeah.
What is this? Where do these people live? Earth
Wakanda.
2! Culture.
Wakanda.
When you get called for jury duty, do that shit. Make sure you do your part in serving justice. Every black defendant in every court everywhere is Carmelo Anthony. Every black defendant in every court everywhere is Carmelo Anthony. Every black defendant in every court case everywhere is a murderer. Are you sure that's what you want to go with? I love how he's basically like, go do jury duty so you can go blindly support any black person regardless of what they did. What the like, I don't support every white person. Obviously. Some of you are dumb. What's wild is this wasn't even like a cop kills black guy thing where like there might be some debate about like police brutality and over policing and things like that. No, this was just straight up a black kid stabbed a white kid and they're losing their minds.
Yeah, but even with the cop situation, yes, there are scenarios that I've seen the body cam and I was like totally with the victim because I'm like, the cop, what is he doing? But there are situations, and I've seen a lot of body cam because I don't know, I watch a lot of police cam, guys. I don't know what to tell you. When I'm having a pizza, I watch police body cams. And a lot of the times, like, when you see someone and they're black, and the police is like, get out of the car, or they say, show me your ID, and they start shooting at the cops. The race has nothing to do with it, but there will be people saying that's police brutality. No, if you live in this, it happens also with white people, of course, but with the white people, no one usually says, oh, white police brutality. No, they say, either they say the cops, they hate the cops because they always hate the cops, or they say, this guy, what is he doing? Why did he try to shoot at the freaking cops? But when it's a black person, they make it racial immediately. Now, the reality is that, as I say, I admit it, that sometimes there are situations when I'm looking at it and I'm like, what is this cop doing with this black person? But a lot of scenarios, these people are insane. They like start shooting at the cop because you don't tell me what to do. Yes, he does, because you live in a society. And when you live in a society, it's easy not to get shot by the cops, by the way. It's just do what they say. Do what they say. Yes, officer. Thank you, officer. And by the way, of course, if they say something and you think that they are breaking the law, call your lawyer. That's totally fine. But I'm saying if the officer asks you to show your ID and your license and registration, you have to do it. This thing of you don't tell me what to do. Yes, they do. They are the law. What are we on about? So, like, it's insane. And so just do what they say, and if one of their commands was illicit, you still comply for now, and then, since there is the camera, sue them. Sue them afterwards. And of course, if you need to reach into your glove box, by the way, you need to tell the officer. So and don't put the freaking license in the glove box. Whatever. But if it did happen, you need to tell them. So the license is in the glove box. Is it okay if I reach, officer? This is what you do. The whole thing of I do whatever I want. No, you don't. Because we live in a society with laws. This is not anarchy. Diapers for Babytron. Thank you so much, Dead Ex-Head. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Hello, Jennifer. So good to have you here. Thank you for joining the stream. Let's go.
Because he's going to prison over it. Fascinating.
Carmelo Anthony had been white. Not only would he have not been convicted, there'd have never been charges. The only reason Carmelo Anthony was convicted was because we are a broken, fucking bigoted country. Oh, gosh. And Carmelo Anthony was black.
Wow, thanks for the input, gay Colonel Sanders. I fucking hate the Yellowstone hicklib bit. Oh, I'm a big tough country cowboy. Y'all better not say damn slurs around here. Yeehaw! Wow, just freaking wow. Disgusting. This is not justice. This is trying to make an example. Dear white people.
You're absolutely right, by the way. It is justice, but it is also trying to make an example. You're correct. We are making an example that stabbing someone through the heart is not acceptable. And there will be consequences, and your victim card doesn't get you a free out of jail card as well. How about that? That's my TED Talk.
Don't let this verdict fool you. You'll still get fucked up playing the Austin games. Don't let this verdict of a guy who stabbed someone fool you. You're still gonna get stabbed.
Unbelievable.
What? Strong suspicion that a lot of pro-Carmelo stuff I see here is some psyop. Bro, this is what I tried to tell myself for like 6 years about the online left. It's all a CIA psyop from the billionaires to make leftism look as unappealing as possible to the working class. Bro, of course an all-white jury found a black boy guilty for defending
They weren't all white, they had Asians in the jury as well.
himself. F*** you racist white pieces of shit. F*** you racist white pieces of shit.
Racist,
That sounds extremely racist.
Of course.
Black people can't be racist, stupid hoe.
This is so tiring, guys, but at least she makes it bearable because she's funny.
It was not an all-white jury. There were Asian people, there were Hispanic people, and the black people, they did ask to do jury duty in this case, turned it down because they admitted they would be too biased. Like, they literally said they would just vote not guilty because Carmelo is black. On one hand...
Yeah, there was a juror who said, I just don't feel comfortable putting a brother in jail. You know, that makes you sound like a Nazi. It really does. Because these people are the new Nazis. That's a reality. It's just a different race, but it's the same thing. It's the same ideology. It's like whatever I do to you is motivated because you have this skin, which I have identified as evil. And anyone who has my skin, even if you do evil, it's fine. I'm going to let you out of it because power. It's what it is, guys. I mean, it is what it is. It's so obvious. It's blatant.
I appreciate the honesty. On the other hand, what the f***?
If they say, can you be fair? Don't say, no, I'm not finna put a black man in jail. Don't say that. Don't say, I hate white people and I don't care what he did. Don't do that. That's what people were doing in this case. Okay, and then everybody's like in an uproar because there's no black people on the jury when damn near half of the black people who could have been on the jury canceled themselves out. You know? Don't do that. Y'all be regular.
Oh, so you want to lie? I thought she meant don't say it because it's wrong. She's saying don't lie so then you can make sure he gets away with it?
Overruled. Just be regular.
Oh, God. That's right. Get in there and lie to the court so you can free a person because he murdered a white guy. Incredible stuff! Also, I like how they said, just be regular. Just be regular. Just get on the jury so you can free the murderer. Then return to acting irregular. This case is really affecting me. Making me want to go to law school and fight for my people.
Really? All of this for, like, if this was an unjust scenario, then this could be a beautiful tweet. But it's for a freaking cold-blooded murderer. What are we talking about? White adjacent? Oh, Asians are white adjacent? That would be the Japanese only. Every other Asian at the moment are not considered white adjacent, but the Japanese are, which is why now they can't defend their country from migrant waves because, yeah, that's true. It's true. They are slowly entering. The Japanese are slowly entering the oppressor class. Welcome, by the way. Japanese, welcome to the oppressor class. It is malleable anyways, and it will continue to change. It wouldn't surprise me if Hispanics are gonna go from minority to oppressor soon, maybe in the next couple of years. It's how it works. It's how it works. So the Japanese are white adjacent now, so they're oppressor. But if you are from Southeast Asia, you're still, don't worry about it, you're still a minority equity deserving group for now.
I'm sorry, I'm confused. Your people being murderers? Is that what you're talking about? Murderers? Your people being murderers?
Yeah.
Also, if by some miracle you happen to get into law school, you'll be disappointed to find out that intentionally stabbing someone and killing them is in fact murder, regardless of what your skin color is. And there were some people coming at me like, oh, I bet you'll defend Chud the Builder. And like, first of all, who the fuck is Chud the Builder? This is how I know I'm getting old. They
Chud the Builder, charged with attempted murder after shooting outside courthouse.
keep making these random fucking streamers in a vat overnight and then like releasing them. Did you hear about PP Boy 57? Like, no, I didn't. I don't know who that is. If Chud the Builder...
Yeah, you know, we content creators have a private life. We are not consistently, constantly, chronically online. That's me. Like, after I'm done with the stream today, guys, I love your lovely company, don't get me wrong. But once I'm done with the stream, I'm turning on my old computer, I'm playing my little game, then I'm going to spend time with my baby, then I'm going to spend time with my wife, then we're going to watch a movie, then I'm going to eat something really nice, have a lovely dinner, then after that I might watch some TV, I might do some painting because I enjoy painting my miniatures. I think people that see that we are online creators, they assume that we are constantly online, always clicking the freaking Twitter, what did they say, Reddit. I mean, goodness gracious, what life would that be?
Someone, or in this case, attempted to kill someone, then he should face consequences for that. Yes. Okay, your turn. Should Carmelo Anthony face consequences?
No, your turn, no, because systemic, blah, blah, blah.
No? Oh, that's weird. Looks like only one of us is the hypocrite here.
True.
See, I'm not like you. I have a functioning brain and an IQ of probably maybe over 100. I can look at things on a case-by-case basis and not blindly support or attack something. Like a mindless drone. Let's go see what they're saying over on Blue Sky, shall we?
Oh my, no, Blue Sky. Just yesterday I saw a creator I thought was cool, then I clicked the Blue Sky. He was talking about games, so I thought, games, nice. Then I clicked their Blue Sky. I immediately closed everything. It was terrible. Blue Sky is literally a demo of hell. Like, you want to have a little demo, so you have an idea, click Blue Sky. All right, guys, Blue Sky, let's go, prepare.
Hello, white people. Never mind.
Thank you.
I'm done again. Bye. Stay out of black people's mentions about Carmelo Anthony.
Oh, really?
We are the reason not one black juror was seated. We are the reason that an appeal filed on those grounds will surely fail. We are the reason Jim Crow is once again law of the land.
You know, when you saw all of those racist Black Power guys, I freaking hate them. But I'm gonna tell you, not as much as the self-loathing whites, particularly if they have a septum ring and blue hair. Those are the ones that I hate the most. Those are the ones I hate the most. I'm gonna tell you. Because there is the traitor aspect.
Oh my god! What has this country come to when a man can't freely murder another man in cold blood and get away with it? Literally Jim Crow! Yeah, white people cannot be trusted after this trial with Carmelo Anthony. Honestly, that 35-year sentence coming down on the teenager Carmelo Anthony felt like a proxy for a lynching. Carmelo Anthony defended himself against two white supremacists.
Oh, it doesn't surprise me. Look at the flag.
Now that black people stand up for themselves, white fragility is taking over.
Yeah, that is definitely cultist talk.
They simply can't handle it. He saved himself from being lynched, and now he has to spend decades in prison. F***ing racist country. Huh? He was being lynched? Yes. Do these people live in the Netflix adaptation version of reality or something? What is going on? Stabby, jail. No stabby, no jail.
Oh, but that's racist, don't you know? That smile. She's great.
The only reason Carmelo was convicted is because he was black. If this was a white boy, there would never be charges files. I decree that the people who was involved with this case will begin to reap the unjust decision upon their own head to 1,000 generation. All you bigoted racist people and all.
You know, from now on, I consider the word bigot honorary. If someone calls me a bigot, I'll say thank you so much. Really appreciate that. No, it means a lot to me. Totally. I've already embraced the word grifter, as you know. And but now I embrace the word bigot. I love it. I'm a bigot. And I'm extremely proud of being a bigot.
White jury. Of course Carmelo Anthony would be convicted.
Of course.
Not an all-white jury. Yes, an all-white jury. Stop trying to make excuses for racism. No, not an all-white jury. Who are they trying to convince? Other people or themselves? Anyone defending Carmelo Anthony knows that they're not defending him in good faith. Carmelo is obviously guilty of a murder that he intentionally instigated. Defending murders like this only hurts the black community. We need to hold ourselves accountable and hold ourselves to a higher standard.
A based guy. Based black guy.
Oh my god, a normal...
He's gonna get butchered. Did he write that on Blue Sky? Now, I'll be honest, guys. We're gonna see this, but... So I may have created a Blue Sky account so many moons ago. And what I did is I posted... I'm wild. My main post on my Blue Sky account was about Charlie Kirk. And I said how Charlie Kirk was great. It was a good man and a great man. He did not deserve what happened to him. And it's you have no idea. The demon spawns. It was like, you know, the Zerg in StarCraft, the Zerglings, when you get like millions of like so many like this, all the roaches saying this, the most vile stuff I've ever seen. It was like throwing holy water in hell directly. It was amusing, though.
Person on Blue Sky. Bro, what are you doing? Get out of there. Go, run. An all-white jury in Texas convicted Carmelo Anthony of murder. Proof that the U.S. never ended the practice of lynching. They let the courts do it instead. You don't have to support what Carmelo Anthony did to recognize the problem with sentencing a child to spend 35 years in prison based off of the deliberations of an all-white jury. Said it again, award!
And he's a white guy saying this. Oh, God. Guy, then, I don't know, maybe he identifies as a woman. We don't really know.
Said it again, award! All-white jury! All-white jury! It's time to play
She's losing it.
Horseshoe Theory!
She's losing it.
Contestant number 1. Here is the tweet. Stop sending your kids to these race schools.
Oh, stop sending your kids to these black schools. Definitely a white supremacist.
Oh, I'm sorry. The tweet is stop sending your kids to these white schools. And it came from the account Dapper Domo, who is black. You know what that means? That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Into the pit!
Wow.
Stop bringing non-black people.
Man, that was amazing. That was phenomenal. Greeting from Norway. Hey there, Elika. And then Trasivulos Visanti. Hello. Thank you for the support, guys. Appreciate the super chats. Man, this is she's got the spirit of a comedian. She's got it.
Into black spaces. Teach your kids to defend themselves by any means possible. Keep your black kids in black spaces as much as possible. Keep your black children away from these devils.
If we had segregation still, none of this would have happened. He wouldn't have had no interactions with any white boy because we would have been in an all-black school.
We are going to reverse engineer segregation, aren't we? But wokely. We don't want those evil white people drinking out of the same water fountain as us, am I right?
I told you it's the new Nazis.
Honestly, my honest, real opinion about this, my hot take of the video, everybody, here it comes. Lukewarm, microwaved, 4-day-old mac and cheese take, here it comes. If they want to go make their own, like, all-black schools, all-black towns, they should be allowed to. Go for it. Black people want to go create Wakanda? They should be able to, but white people should be allowed to create Agartha. If people want to willingly segregate themselves, they should be allowed to go ahead and do that. Deadass, who cares? Everyone else can live in a desegregated society. They can go have their ethnostates. But you know, there's only one side that will not be able to do that. I always wondered though, let's say they do make a white ethnostate.
Do you think she chose the white monster on purpose for this show?
What counts as white? Because 100 years ago, I would not have counted as white. I'm Ellis Island mystery meat. You know this. Is there like a one drop rule? Do they like whip out the eye chart at the gate and they're like, ah yes, A10s. You may enter. Is Brittany Venti allowed in the white ethno state? Honestly, she's like an honorary Aryan at this point. She white mogs me. Anyway, we are getting distracted. Where were we? Ah yes, hell.
Hell.
We were in hell. I'm
told
black.
you.
I haven't stabbed anyone in the chest after being asked to leave a tent. I'm not in prison, I'm free. It's not hard to not commit a crime.
Good. Yes, exactly.
Listen, I appreciate the sentiment here, but how did we get to a point where this is like a breath of fresh air?
True. You look at my reaction. I reacted like he said an amazing thing. He said like the most obvious. Like in a normal reality, in a normal civilization, the reaction should be, yeah, what do you mean? Why did you even have to say that? That's what the reaction should have been. But instead, my reaction, after all of that she has read to us, was, yes, true, great, based. That tells you everything you need to know, goodness gracious. Let me see. I'm going to hit 20 minutes and then I'm going to stop and move to something else because it's hard to watch. But it's not her fault. It's not her fault. She's doing a fantastic job.
Let's check the replies. Hopefully people are agreeing. Shut your hoe ass up. Emmett Till didn't commit a crime either. What happened to him? You're not black. You're not black. You're a boy, you ain't black. You may be black, but you ain't black. Yes, because being black is supporting all black
cult.
people everywhere regardless of what they have done. All the normal black people are just called like pick-me's. They're called pick-me's for having a brain and not going along with this race grievance bullshit. Every time like they speak out about this, they're just called this.
Well, then the pick-me's are the only ones I want to deal with. They're the only ones who can be my friends, my neighbors, my whatever. No problems. The rest, I have a problem with.
C-word, you know what I mean? The term for this animal. Is that a slur? Like, I know what that's like to a degree. Granted, it's over me making fun of, like, women on TikTok. But, like, I know what it's like watching people in your community act like fucking morons. I feel you, my brothers. Oh my god. Editor. Edit that out. Edit that out. By the way, if you want an uncensored, uncucked version of this video and all the videos a day early, sign up to be a member on my Patreon.
Cool.
Link down below.
I want to check out her Patreon. I didn't even know she had one. I mean, I should assume. Patreon. Let's have a look. Shuan Head. 11,000 members. Holy moly. Fantastic. Good. Yeah. I might check it out. Anyways, so phenomenal job as always by Shuan Head. We live in a clown reality. This is what it is, guys, unfortunately. I want to stop the react now because I usually don't react to the entire videos anyways. And I wanted to check something else out. Let me see. So, two things. So, they have reconstructed the voice of a medieval king. And that's something I wanted to check out with you very quickly. But before we do that, because that would be another react, I don't want to do two reacts back to back. So first, I'm going to show you an article. And it has to do, the article has to do with Nolan! It's Nolan, guys. It's Nolan. You know at least one Nolan. We need a one Nolan thing. So, apparently, this is very recent news 2 days ago. Universal is skipping influencer screenings for The Odyssey. Film critics are thrilled. Ooh, I wonder why. Why are they skipping influencer? Because, you know, if you don't know this, well, I'm sure they'll explain it. But in general, I hate the word influencer. Influencers are usually shown first the movie so they can talk about it, but they decided, for who knows why, that in this case maybe we're not gonna do that. We're just gonna have the film critics. This is glorious. With discourse about Christopher Nolan's epic already raging, first viewer reactions will come from mainstream press, not content creators. Oh, so only lies allowed. Only lies allowed. Nolan. Only lies allowed. The critics that you can pay. The critics that want to say how good you are because maybe you'll look at them and their career, whatever. The critics, guys. The critics. Some critics are gloating over this break from the norm. Now, the Odyssey is a break from the norm, meaning normally brained people need a break from it. I can't read the article? Yes, I can. I can't. Do I need to pay? Free trial. Oh, come on. Well, let me read a little bit and then we'll open another one. I don't have to read Wired anyways. A lot of people talked about this, but let me see. From the moment it was announced in late 2024, Christopher Nolan's ambitious. It's not ambitious. Adaptation of Homer's Odyssey has been a source of intense debate for the world's keyboard warriors. I swear. Wired. I'm glad that I could read this, and you put this before the paywall so the world can see what scum you are. You, your YouTube channel, your articles, your blogs, your freaking, I don't know what else they have. They have a magazine. Wired is disgusting. I'm going to look for another one then. Let's see. Let's look for another article then. Wired. So I need to pay you to be insulted. You're a keyboard warrior if you don't like the Odyssey. Okay, found it. The Hollywood Reporter. Let's read this one then. Is this one with a paywall? No. Okay, so we're reading this one. I notice when a person is debating about black culture, I haven't ran into many black people who actually get too upset. Yeah, it's usually a lot of times the white liberals. They're true. Yeah, absolutely. Totally. I mean, just the other day, I shared a video from a black guy who was based about the Odyssey. He's like, I get it if white people don't want this freaking Hollywood to race swap their history and culture. I'm like, yeah, exactly, based. Boom, I shared his channel. He got a lot of subscribers from it. I'm very happy about it. But here we are. Anyways, let's go. The nonsense. Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey to skip social media influencer screenings. Universal is going straight to professional critics. Okay, we know that. Word of mouth screening. No word of mouth, guys. No word of mouth. It's a show of strength worthy of Odysseus. What? Universal has decided to skip having word of mouth, aka influencer screening, for Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey. Yeah, because they know that this has become a shit show. It's not like shit hit the fan. Yes, it did, but one of those industrial fans for corporations. That's the fan that it hit. Instead, after the film's global premiere screening in London on July 6th, the film will begin screening for film critics. The move bucks the trend of studios getting ahead of professional reviewers by inviting fan site, bloggers and influencers to see major releases in advance and then letting them post often highly enthusiastic mini reviews of social media. That's exactly why, because in this case they knew it wasn't gonna be, man, my English is gone, it wasn't gonna be highly enthusiastic now, was it? And that's why they had to censor. It's censorship. Studios typically make the decision whether to have a word-of-mouth screening on a case-by-case basis depending on the film, yeah. But it has become pretty standard procedure for films that are aiming for popcorn movie blockbuster status. Universal's decisions also comes at a time when fans have gotten savvier about the relationship between studio marketing departments and influencers. Disney, for example, was quickly called out for using influencers in a viral stunt where the Mandalorian and Grogu star Pedro Pascal. Are you sick of seeing Pedro Pascal everywhere? I'm literally sick of his face. I'm sick of Pedro Pascal's face. I can't stand the guy. I can't stand him. It's like, it's ridiculous. It's everywhere. No Oscar for Nolan, Bori. Michael just became the highest grossing biopic of all time. Bigger than Oppenheimer, so Nolan is out of the game. I love it. What's Michael? I don't think I've seen it. But that's wonderful. Anyways, Pedro Pascal, Nolan, says Nero. You're gonna super chat. I know you guys. Because you're lovely like that. Because since you know that whenever I see the word Nolan, I have to say it with a voice. You're gonna spam super chats with Nolan to force me to read it, aren't you? Disney, for example, whatever. I'll take the money. Well, it's tell you. But thank you for the support. It all goes for Diapers for the baby. The Mandalorian and star Pedro Pascal surprised a group of fans at Disneyland. The moment was presented online as if Pascal had appeared before, unsuspecting regular tourists. Oh yeah, well, but that's the problem. The problem is that they lied, but you're not removing the lies by removing the influencers. You're still maintaining the lies with the freaking bootlickers, whatever. Recently, extremely positive influencer review from Warner Bros. Supergirl, the best blockbuster of the summer, were met with strong skepticism in some corners online. Zeus, I wonder why. The official critic reviews for the film have been considerably more negative, with the film averaging 59% on Rotten Tomatoes. Rotten? You see, whether you call them tomatoes or tomatoes, it's still rotten. Still rotten. Recently, extremely positive influencers. Yeah, I read it. Universal previously had influencer screening for Disclosure Day. Oh, Disclosure Day is another one. What's up with this one? It was hyped like it was going to be the most amazing alien movie ever, and then everybody I asked tells me it's just slop. Is it? If you guys know, let me know in the comments. Which were very positive. One vital blurb: Spielberg's best film in 20 years? Got dragged a bit by the film's detractors and was referenced in a couple of critic reviews. Well, yeah, that should be dragged through the mud. It's way too early to say if movie influencers are losing, well, influence. No, they're not. They're not, unfortunately. A lot of, and again, I hate the word influencer, but in general, content creators, they still make or break games, industries. It is what it is. The big ones, not me. I'm just mid tier. Not me, but the big ones, the ones that get millions and millions and millions of views, even if they show a picture of this bottle, non-sponsored, they still can. Totally. There are entire gaming studios that exploded because of influencer coverage. And then there are also gaming studios that got destroyed because they went absolutely insane with their politics and they got called out, millions of views. The entire studio was fired. So it does happen. It does happen. The Odyssey gets enough attention. The studios could more frequently adopt the move as a confident flex. It's not a flex. M-dash. While studios who opt for such preview screenings might start to be more widely seen as trying to hide the ball. I don't even know what this is, and I'm going to say it. At the end of the day, I hate the influencers that are like all self-absorbed and they're like, do you know who I am? Do you know how many followers I have? I hate those. But in general, I like the fact that now it gives power to the people when it's not the professional critic that can be bought with hard cash, but it's people that are you and me with a camera, and the fact that we can have influence now onto how, we can have our voices be heard and then amplified, because that's basically what it is. It's an amplifier. A large creator, oftentimes, as long as they are honest and they are legit, all they do is that they act as an amplifier for the voice of the mass. And the mass is sick of this nonsense. And so I like that. It's like a prism. It's like sending all sorts of ideas that otherwise would have been unheard, but now they're outside. And in fact, a lot of YouTubers can get more views than traditional television these days. It's a reality. Netflix itself sometimes struggles to get the same views as YouTubers do. I'm talking about the largest ones, of course. It is what it is. I think it's an overall good thing, exception being the awful ones. All right, so The Odyssey lands in theaters July 17. The film tells the story of Greek hero Odysseus. No, it doesn't. It really doesn't. It tells the story of Ellen of Wakanda. It tells the story of Ellen of Congo. Tartarus, a fantastical trip home from the Trojan War back to the kingdom of Congo to save his wife and son. The film stars Matt Damon in the lead role and also features Odysseus' son Telemachus, Tom Holland, Odysseus' wife Penelope, Anne Hathaway, and the nymph Calypso, and Penelope, with Robert Pattinson. It's another actor that I personally don't think it matched his role at all. Not a fan of Robert Pattinson myself. I mean, the only movie I liked was in The King, because I liked how he played the French prince. I think he did a really good job. But that's it. The Batman trilogy didn't really get me. I watched a little bit. Was it the trilogy? Yeah, I watched a little bit. I'm like, nah. And then, I don't know. It's just, I'm not a teenage girl, so I don't like the vampire stuff with Twilight. It's just, I watched it because my wife really wanted me to watch it, so I watched it, and it's not my thing. I'm just gonna say it. It's not my thing. Twilight, Oh, look, the vampire is sparkling. Sparkling. The vampire is sparkling in the sun. Wow. The vampire. I clicked away 1 second. There we go. We're back. We're back in business. We are back in business, my friend. Greetings from and love from Greece. Thank you so much, Nikolaos. Thank you for your continued support for Greece and Greek people. It truly means a lot to us. Absolutely. You're very welcome, my friend. 100%. Thank you for the support with Super Chat. Ευχαριστώ. All right. So, what else have we got? Disney. Supergirl. Yeah. So, the Odyssey, right? But they're not saying about Ellen of Congo? They didn't mention Ellen of Congo. That's racist. The film also features Odysseus' servant. You're telling me about the servant, but you're not mentioning the one and only that caused this whole situation. Unbelievable. Whoever writes these things. I just don't get it, guys. I just don't get it. The only film I plan on seeing this year is Godzilla -0. -1 was the only movie I've seen in a theater since 2019. Cool. I kind of wanted to watch the Steven Spielberg movie on the aliens, because I always like alien stuff. But I don't know. Everybody says it's awful. What do you guys think? I'm trying to see. I'm scrolling back to see if you talked about the alien stuff. Because I don't know if you watched it, but probably not for me. Probably not for me, my friends. All right, let me close out of this. And I need to close out of this one too. Let me see. Yes, so apparently they reconstructed the voice of a medieval king. To be specific, I think it's Richard III. So it is a monster of a video, and I don't react to 1 hour. It's insane. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to watch a little bit, and then I'm going to skip around, okay? I'm going to skip around. If you're like, but Metatron, I want to watch the whole thing. Yeah, I'll put a link in the description so you can watch the entire video. But I do want to see, I want to hear it. I want to hear what King Richard III sounded like. So, let's go. King. That's his skull.
The clarity and charity of the sun's lift is so great that when it is poured on the other heavenly bodies, the sun shines with no less lift and splendour.
Okay, I wish the music was lower. I imagine they will show us again later, hopefully without the music. I noticed one thing. He's, instead of light, he said Licht. Did he? Let me hear it again.
The sun shines with no less lift and splendour.
Shines, Licht, so shines light. Yeah, that's it. Oh, this is going to be good.
I'm investigating how an incredible initiative is going to help us get closer to history than ever before.
I can't wait to do it.
This is a project that brings together history with technology, art, science, language, and one of my favourite historical personalities, King Richard III.
Yeah, he is King Richard III.
I've had special access to some of the key stages throughout this fascinating process for History Hit.
His voice is a tool. It's how he would want to project himself.
The Voice for Richard project has set out to give Richard back his own voice.
The skull.
Wow, so they are analyzing the skull to reproduce, I guess, the pitch, because of course all of this is reconstructed linguistics. They're trying to recreate the vowel system before GVS, or the Great Vowel Shift that occurred. But then again,
skull is the perfect indicator. I didn't know you could predict the potential pitch range of a voice from
that's what I thought. So yeah, pitch range.
When you add all these sounds together, you get a very distinctive pronunciation.
Oh, he's the linguist. He's the linguist. The guy with the beard is the one who's training him for the linguistics of it. Fascinating project. I want to give him that.
We're going to hear him speak again, just as he did nearly 5.5 centuries ago.
Wow.
The result is about to be revealed for the very first time at a special event at York's Theatre Royal.
Bro, I hate the epic music that they put in these. I just hate it, but it's just me. I don't know what to tell you. I do like the fact that they chose this one also because of the relevance with Shakespeare. You know, the Shakespearean villain. It's going to be good.
I'm just beside myself. It's hard to believe that, they've managed to do this.
I'm so excited. It's not just a story anymore, it's bringing it all to life.
Is he a good man or a murderous psychopath? Richard III will speak for himself now.
Let's go. Pretty good. The music increased instead of going lower.
This is the story of a voice.
Okay.
The voice of one of the most debated kings in history, Richard III, the last Plantagenet. Immortalized on stage and screen as Shakespeare's notorious anti-hero, with well-known lines put into his villainous.
Man, look at the face. What actors? Theater actors are not built the same. This is phenomenal. They're not built the same as regular actors. It's a different. It's a different art form.
Mouth.
Now is the winter of our discontent made glorious summer by this son of York.
To be performed.
Wow, man, it gives me the chills. Of course, he wouldn't have had that accent. I think this is what this is all about, apart from the reconstruction of the... Because he just spoke with modern English accent after GVS, but still.
With evil gusto by great actors.
I can smile and murder whilst I smile.
In 2012, the study of Richard's life and death was blown wide apart
because they found the skeleton.
His well-preserved skeleton was rediscovered, buried in a car park in Leicester.
Buried in a car park in Leicester? Come on now. We're talking about the king, you're burying him in a car park?
On a site that was once Greyfriars Church. Suddenly, it was possible to explore Richard in new ways, as a real person, and attempt to separate the man
I love it.
from the myth.
Yeah. Myth is pretty good, though.
So, okay, we're going to just start making sure.
All right, so you were saying GVS. It's the great vowel shift. It's the reason why in English you say time instead of team, for instance. Why you have the I, why you have the A instead of A, like the way you pronounce game. That all happened over about 300 years. And in fact, in the early medieval period, a word like night would have been pronounced knicht. So the K was still pronounced, which is why you still spell it with a K. And then the I was not an I. And then there was the strongest, it was a lot more Germanic when you talk about like even Anglo-Saxon and all that. And then the vowel shift, particularly with the I. I have an entirely dedicated video, by the way, on my second channel, Metatron's Academy. But just to say, the way it changed is that it went from E, so like time, initially started as team. Then it went to tame. And then it went to time. And then possibly in some areas, even more nasalized to time. It kind of depends, but whatever. In reality then, if you hear a Glasgow accent, a Scottish accent, when they do say tame or rate, it's not that they have a Scottish accent, it's that their accent is more conservative. Everyone spoke like that in the Middle Ages. In fact, late Middle Ages. In the high Middle Ages, they would just say team. And that kind of sounds. And also, another thing I like, we'll see if they talk about it, but you know how there are words in English that are spelled differently but pronounced the same? For instance, meat as the verb to meet someone, and meat as in the food, like, you know, the meat of an animal. They were spelled differently because they were pronounced differently in the Middle Ages. One had an open, it was a quality of vowel difference. So one had an open and one had a closed e. So one would be pronounced meat, and one would be pronounced met. So there was a difference in vowel. This difference was lost as the GVS continued and sort of encapsulated both into the same vowel. Reconstructing medieval English is fascinating. And I myself have done a reconstruction of the Our Lord's Prayer in medieval English of the 14th century, again on the channel Metatron's Academy. We could check it out. It's a short 2 minutes clip, so we can check it out as we let's keep watching a little bit, and then I'll show it on stream so we can see it.
Your bodies feel warm, and I'm just going to ask you to rub and pat your arms and legs.
I don't know
For
what
one person, that discovery of Richard's remains would develop into a 10-year journey to find and recreate Richard's voice.
So when we breathe in and down, we want to think of sending
speech.
the air down, and we need more space.
My first stop on my journey to follow this fascinating story is to talk to the project's founder and lead.
Okay.
Yvonne Morley-Chisholm is a voice coach. She works with actors to help them use their voices to create characters.
And so why Richard III as the focus of the project? Why not somebody else from history?
So I went along to a talk and presented his face, his recreated face. The computer could move in a fairly comprehensive manner the face. I thought, we know the muscular fitness, the size of the muscles on the day that he died. And I had been working anyway to explore the way the muscles are, the way the vocal tract is, to work with performers and actors in how to manipulate their voices for characterization and or accurate imitation. And I thought, normally I'm working with a recording. We can analyze that voice and then they can replicate it. And I thought, we don't have a recording of Richard.
Of course.
But I just wonder, something in me just thought, I don't know if anybody's ever done this. I'm just curious to know, how far can we push this? What else could we find out? And then that triggered in me, okay, we're going to need to know the original pronunciation. I know who to go to for that. We're going to need to know about his personality. And I discovered that there had been 2 forensic psychologists to look at that. So I'm thinking speech and language therapy, ear, nose, throat consultancy, dentistry, and just more and more and more to try.
So basically it's interdisciplinary. I love it. This is really interesting. In the 80s, my school took us to theater for a performance to Hamlet. Same in the 90s for me, but same. The king was played by a black actor that was pretty good, but out of place, far from the woke era, but it's always struck with me. I think with theatrical representation, sometimes they get away with it. At the end of the day, if it's theater, and as long as they do it in the sense that they don't only allow one way of race swapping, in general, I would prefer not to, but I think it's something that they do in theater. They have been doing for a long time, and as you say, before the political push. So at the end of the day, as long as they do it, like, again, can you have a theater actor white play Shaka Zulu? If you tell me yes, then I won't complain about it. That's really my position when it comes to that, because I know that in theater they do that. They usually don't care as much. But then again, it is what it is. Let me see. I'm going to skip around a little bit now. Let's see.
Richard's voice began with his face. Until 2012, the only real idea we had of Richard's face came from portraits.
Yeah.
There's no surviving portrait of Richard from his lifetime. The earliest, held by the Society of Antiquaries, dates to the beginning of the 16th century, but may have been copied from an older painting done whilst Richard was alive.
Yeah, that we don't have anymore.
Over the decades that followed, other paintings were created, but their distance from Richard made them increasingly unreliable. An X-ray examination shows that some were altered later to look meaner, with a thinner mouth and angrier eyes. But Richard III's skeleton was found in incredibly good condition. Despite lying in the ground since medieval times, his skull was remarkably well preserved. This meant it was possible to gather detailed information about Richard's physique and his face. There was now the opportunity to investigate the impact of these.
So let me
see. Especially
touch will be here.
Yeah, that's the whole. Okay, cool.
Richard should actually say. They wanted something authentic, so we can forget all of that Shakespearean a horse, my kingdom for a horse nonsense. They were looking for...
Hey, nonsense. It's Shakespeare, though. I mean, I wouldn't call it nonsense. I would just say inaccurate, but not nonsense.
Words that Richard would have actually spoken during his lifetime. Unfortunately for us, there are a precious few examples that give us access to that real voice of Richard III.
And look at those buildings.
The next stop on my investigation is Lambeth Palace Library, where I've managed to track down a very important and intimate set of words attributed to Richard.
Oh, that's good.
His personal prayer.
This is the Book of Hours that belonged to King Richard III himself. And the Book of Hours is an incredibly personal document. Oh, wow, thanks, Alison. It's a beautiful thing, isn't it? It contains verses, records.
I'm surprised they're not wearing gloves as they touch that.
Of saints' days, important dates. And Richard would have spent almost every day of his adult life with this book. It would have accompanied him everywhere. In fact, it's believed it was found in his tent after the Battle of Bosworth.
Look at that.
Once he'd been killed. And as a testament to the value of documents like this, it passed into the hands of Lady Margaret Beaufort, the mother of the new King Henry VII. She was willing to take this book from a vanquished enemy because it was so precious and so valuable. And the reason the Voice for Richard project were particularly interested in this document is because it contains a personal prayer that was written for Richard, something that he probably recited every day.
That's insane. What a choice. Now I want to hear it. Now I want to hear it. So I'm going to skip around now. But the one thing that I see, when you look at this book and you think that that thing has been existing since the Middle Ages, it's mind-blowing. I mean, I feel like the 80s are centuries ago almost. Imagine that freaking book. That's insane. What the book has seen in a way. All right, so they train the kid, right? They train the kid. Where is the part where they train the kid? Let me see. I want to see the linguist guy. There we go. That's what I want. Give me the linguist.
Little bit of what we might call the common touch.
One question I want to get to the bottom of is what the English that Richard was speaking sounded like in the late 15th century.
Yes.
And notice what you did there, quite rightly. You dropped the H on heavenly.
Heavenly,
Not
yes.
Heavenly.
Yvonne has enlisted
Drop the H's like the Cockneys, guys, and then you'll sound medieval.
linguist and specialist in original pronunciation, Professor David Crystal, to help our actor Thomas Dennis recreate Richard's voice as it would have been 5 centuries ago.
So where are we linguistically?
So he's right in the middle of this period that begins in Middle English and ends in what we call early modern English.
Yeah.
So any accent from the late 15th century would have some features still of the older accent of medieval times, and yet repeatedly you'll hear hints of the modern accent that we recognize today.
David is a specialist in OP, original pronunciation, which helps to
OP.
bring us as close as we
next batch.
We can possibly get to how the people of the past would have spoken, such as Shakespeare or now Richard III.
OP accents, they're not the same. What do we mean by OP?
Original pronunciation. It's the sound system that would have been used at any period in the past. Let's take a modern example. There's 3 of us here now speaking modern English, the modern English sound system. But we've got 3 different accents, and yet we all understand each other. Why? Because the basic system.
Well, personally, him and her both sound kind of southern upper class, so they sound quite RP, honestly. But yes, they could have put a Mancunian, a Scouser, and a Scotsman, and him, and then it would have been all modern, but all different. I think that's the idea.
Is the same. It underlies our 3 accents. Now, it was the same at any period in the past. It was the same in Richard's time.
How do we know? How do you work out OP?
The first thing you do is you look at all the rhymes that people made in poetry at the time. Now, Richard himself, I don't think, did any poems which rhymed, but Chaucer did, of course, and Shakespeare did, and lots of other people in the period. And you find that lots of words that don't rhyme today must have rhymed then.
Yeah, they're supposed to rhyme. One that comes to mind was moon and blood, because most likely when you have 2 O's in kind of this period of time, it's pronounced as a long O. A bit like when the way you pronounce 2 O's in door and floor, right? So it probably would have been morn and blood. And in fact, there are some accents in the north of England where they do pronounce blood. I don't, I say blood, and I think that he would too. It's a region variety, but definitely they would have rhymed in period.
I mean, a good example is Puck in Midsummer Night's Dream, who rhymes the words stars and wars.
There you go.
What?
Right.
No, stars and wars.
Did you notice that it's stars and wars? Did you notice that he's pronouncing the R because he was rhotic? The dropping of the R in between vowels wasn't a thing in the Middle Ages. So when we watch like a movie and we see, I don't know, the English king saying, giving the command, and then you see the officers in the medieval army and they go, archers, and they're dropping the R. It makes them sound English, but in fact inaccurate. They would have said archers. They would have pronounced the R. Isn't that fascinating? I love it.
And so you get lots of examples like that.
Can you give us some examples of some of the key sounds in Richard's OP? And Thomas, have a go.
Yeah, well, one of the most important things is to make sure that every time there's an R coming out after a vowel, it's pronounced. This is not something that we would find today. People would say heart and cart and so on, and car. Whereas in those days, it would have been heart and car. Or maybe
well, in those days, they wouldn't say car, Professor. I mean, I would say, but then again, a cart, sure.
Maybe even a trill, heart and car.
With the trill is my favorite. Trill it. Roll the R. Let's go. Car. Heart.
You know, all sorts of variations were around, but some sort of R has got to be pronounced. So, Thomas, what's the most comfortable sort of R you'd like to do?
I'm not sure Richard would say car, would he?
Let's go. It's my man. Exactly. Put the professor in his place.
Was that a word around at the time?
Says heart.
Heart. All right. So
and of course, with the vowel e in it, so heart. Heart.
Oh.
Heart.
With another
Heart.
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 Heart. Oh, wow. I did not know that.
Heart.
Sweet Lord.
Sweet Lord.
Sweat. You see, it's sweat because there is two e. It makes so much more logical sense. Sweet Lord.
That's it, yeah, sweet Lord, not sweet Lord, you see.
Yes.
That's the big difference. So when you add all these sounds together, you get a very distinctively different kind of pronunciation.
So we know the people that raised him, that influenced him, that befriended him. It all seems to be pointing to the north and Yorkshire. So that would be how we'd colour the OP.
Yeah, well, this is for the biographers and others to decide. But having made that decision, then how do we do Yorkshire? Thinking that it wouldn't have changed that much in 500 years, but with certain...
It's interesting because people in that area, the Geordies, Yorkshire, one thing I noticed is that, for instance, they do maintain some older pronunciation features. I don't know if they were as old as the Middle Ages, but for instance, when you say face, like in Facebook, like there's an A, I've heard people in that area of England pronounce it like a long air. So fairs, Facebook, for instance. And I think that that's probably closer. Although then again, the further down you go in the Middle Ages, the further away you go in the Middle Ages, the more an A is an A. It really just becomes an A. Believe it or not.
Features that, of course, has
all right, I want to hear it now. We heard all of this. Give me the voice. Give me the voice. What is the theater part? Theater, found it. Found it, guys. Theater in 3, 2, 1. Let's do it.
This is the culmination of a decade-long project.
Oh, dear, dear, dear. What a wonderful project this is, folks, isn't it?
Everything that we will see is based on scientific and historical research that is all possible because of that discovery of Richard III's skull back in 2012.
His skull?
Years of research from Yvonne, David, Caroline and the team at FaceLab and so many more people is about to be revealed.
The clarity and charity of the sun's light
wait.
is so great that...
Wait.
Years of research from Yvonne, David, Caroline and the team at FaceLab
all right, let's go.
and so many more
Give
people
me the king.
is about to be revealed.
The clarity and charity of the sun's light is so great that when it is poured on the other heavenly bodies, the sun sheens with no less light and splendour, nor does it suffer any diminution of its strength. Rather, it is pleased to be seen, to sheen as a king in the midst of his nobles, and to adorn the greater and lesser stars of the all court of heaven with his outstanding light.
His accent was totally not what I was expecting at all. Slightly creepy for how amazing it was because it was so well done. I heard a mixture of Yorkshire accent and almost Somerset accent. I waited so long for this. It was amazing.
Wow, that was great. But I mean, it was a little short, but that was great. That was great. I loved it. Love to see it. Is there more? There's more.
which without doubt we should take as an example, seeing the vocation to which we're called, that is, by the favour of the Almighty, to govern and be set at the head of all the mortals of this realm. We have turned the gaze of our inward eye to the greatness of this noble state and of its members, having great care that in the great anxieties which press upon us, those who are necessary to support us should not now seem to be lacking. And since among the provinces subject to us, none requires separate and immediate rule under us as much as the Principality of Wales, because of the remote position and because of the language and customs of the people, remote from those of other areas, and the county of Chester, which almost adjoins and borders it. We therefore, following in the footsteps of our ancestors, and with the assent and advice of the side prelates, dukes, and barons of our realm of England, have determined to honour our dearest firstborn son, Edward, whose outstanding qualities with which he is singularly endued for his age, give great, and by the favour of God, undoubted hope of future uprightness as prince and earl, with grants, prerogatives, and insignia, and we do make and create him prince.
Wow, that was amazing. No, it's not AI. You're wrong. Desolation. I wish you watched the video before you posted. This is not AI. It's an actor. They filmed him, they put the crown on him, and then they utilized a software to recreate the facial features of the king. This isn't AI. This is why I'm enjoying this so much. They put in the work. This is a real actor, voice acting, and everything. They recreated this. In fact, I'm happy. This is what it looks like. There is a lot of AI slop out there that does this kind of stuff, but this is amazing. One thing I'm noticing is a 15th century medieval man, we can kind of understand him. It takes some effort, and sometimes there are some words that are missing, but at the end of the day, it's understandable. So if we were placed in England in the 15th century, I think we could communicate. You would probably need to learn a few things. Like, again, when he says Licht instead of light, it might take a little getting used to it, but it's systematic. So it means that every time you have an I sound, it's just an E, and then oftentimes there is this added, or like seen becomes sen. But then again, from the context, it's understandable. So at the end of the day, yeah, no problem, Desolation, no problem. But the thing is, this is... it's interesting because I feel like we could speak to them. Now, of course, the further back you go, the hardest is going to be to understand. And then you will need training, or maybe just to spend some time there. If you get like into a time machine, I think once you spend some time, it's still the ancestor of the language we are speaking. So I think with time, a few months, having conversations, seeing them grabbing something and telling you what it's called and hearing the pronunciation, you will get it. And you would become fluent in the medieval variety of English, whether it be Middle English, whether it be, Anglo-Saxon. And then again, the further down you go, because this being 15th century means it's already gone through the influence of Norman French because of what happened in 1066 in the Battle of Hastings. And so French has already had a strong impact into this, which kind of makes it easier for the likes of me or any modern English speaker. But then if we go back to before the Battle of Hastings, so when it was purely Anglo-Saxon and more Germanic, then you would still find plenty of words that you can recognize through English, but then every other word that is instead linked to French wouldn't exist. And so we would have to get used to it. It's Licht in German. Yeah, exactly. If you're German, I guess it would be a little easier for you to understand Anglo-Saxon before the French introduction. But then again, some Latin, the Kingdom of Mercia, that would have been there in some influence, because remember that the royalty read Latin. They read the words of the ancients. And then the Romans did have a province in there, in Britannia, for a while, so a little bit of Latin would be there, but it would be small in percentage and not comparable to the current. I believe 40% of English vocabulary is Latin based. That's a lot. It's almost half the language. It's almost half the language. And sometimes you can see that because you have both. Like you have both in situations where you can say the same thing, but in either the Germanic root or in the Latin root. You have words like room versus chamber. I mean, at the end of the day, it's the same thing. It's just the chamber is clearly linked to chambre. And then I don't know what the etymology of room is. I assume it to be Germanic. Maybe don't quote me on that. You might need to double check it. But that's what I mean. There's a lot of words like that. Fascinating. I really liked it. Good video. Good video. Let's give him a like. This must have taken forever to put together, which is also one of the reasons why I skipped around so much, so that if people find it interesting, they can go and watch the entire video by History Hit. It's been a while since we reviewed and reacted to it. I gotta say, this is probably one of their best. Lapco, hello. Thank you for the support. Fun fact, a lot of Cajuns in Louisiana speak French fluently, but it's closer to 15th century than modern French. People from France know this. I can see that happening. Totally, because I mean it does happen. That's probably one of the reasons why, if you want to hear the closest language to Latin today would be Northern Sardinian. It makes sense that islands tend to be more linguistically conservatives and oftentimes culturally. I'm not even talking politics. I'm talking tradition of the family and maintaining old habits. Islands tend to do that more, similar to Sicily as well. It's like that in Sicily too. And then again, what is the one place of all the Nordic countries that has the language that is at the moment the closest to Old Norse? Iceland. So it's the isolation that maintains and enhances, fosters preservation. It's just one of those things. And in fact, even from a cultural perspective, if you look at just to talk about ancient Rome for a second, but if you look at the Gauls, meaning continental Celts, because that's what the Gauls were, and then you compare their culture, warfare, and language and religion to the insular Celts, aka the Britons in Britain, right? When you look at it, it's like, for instance, the usage of war chariots, which the Romans tell us that the continental Celts, the Gauls, they stopped that thing centuries and centuries in the past. It's like an archaic form of warfare. But when the Romans reach with Claudius, emperor, when they reach, and then Caesar before that, when they reach the coasts of England, they see that the insular Celts, they still fight with those chariots, which had become obsolete for centuries now. And in fact, even the fact that Brittonic Celts, they were painting their bodies. We don't know if they are body paints or actual permanent tattoos. That's debated. And also the color, it's either blue or green. It could be an aquamarina, so it could be a teal color as well. We don't know because the Latin terms vary depending on whether you read Pomponius Mela, Caesar, or even other writers. Anyways, it's either a green, a teal, or a blue. My guess is a teal. Anyways, the body paints, which the Romans find, it is my belief that the continental Celts, the Gauls, did it too, but they hadn't done it for like almost a millennia. And the only reason why I say that is because there is a coin that I've shown on my videos in the past, where you see it's a Gallic coin from Gaul, but you see the little swirl that it's the same type of body paint of the face of the insular Celts. And the coin is ancient, and I'm saying ancient. And it's the only example we have of that type of body paint that occurred in the continent. So it's like the culture, the Celtic cultures in Britannia were frozen in time from the perspective of the continental Celts. I find it fascinating. Man, we haven't spoken about these things in a while on this channel, haven't we? It's always fun to occasionally do. And so that was, yeah, blue woad body paint. It's possibly body paint, but it's possible also. The reason why I say that it could be tattoos is because the Romans use the same word to describe the way that these body paints were done on the skin as they use for permanent dyes of clothes. Permanent. There is a specific nuance to the word they choose, which kind of gives me the idea if it's permanent body paint, then it could be a tattoo. Or maybe not. Maybe it was paint, and the Romans just said it. They used that term maybe because it gave the idea that it was really staining the skin. We don't really know, but it is a possibility that it was permanent. Yeah, no, the voice recreation was pretty good, wasn't it? I really enjoyed it. Yeah, impressive. Exactly, raised fingers. It was quite good. Yeah. Let me read a little bit chat. How are we doing in chat? There is no way to prove this is accurate. Right, but it's as accurate as it gets. Do remember that when we have reconstructed pronunciations, for instance, Latin, classical Latin, it's most likely right. Obviously, if we could go into a time machine and go back to ancient Rome, even as the most trained linguist in reconstructed pronunciation, you would have to make adjustment. Most likely, there are some things that we got wrong. So it's possible that, like, if I were to go to ancient Rome and I'm starting to speak with a Roman, and then they pronounce things in a way, and I'm like, oh wow, so the O is actually closed, not open. Like, of course, that could happen. It's difficult, particularly for quality of vowels. But length, because it was phonemic in Latin, we know for a fact that there is a distinction between long and short vowels, and we can replicate that accurately. Because it was phonemic. Phonemic means that it changes the meaning of the word, whether or not you lengthen or shorten the vowel. This is something that happens in some modern languages too. Look at the difference in Japanese between short o and long o, like in so des. That's a long o, and every Japanese pronounces it long because it's supposed to be long. And sometimes it becomes phonemic, even in Japanese. It doesn't happen with all vowels in Japanese. It did happen in all vowels with Latin. And in fact, that's one of the reasons why we get the apple in the Bible. I know I'm going everywhere with this, but hey, that's my mind. It goes into tangents. But the only reason why the English and any modern language version of the Bible tells us that Adam and Eve ate from an apple is because of the Latin translation. Because in the original text, it does not say apple, it just says a fruit. We know it's a fruit, most likely round, and that's it. It could be a date, it could be an orange, it could be an apple, or it could be something that we haven't got a clue what it was. It could be an ancient species of fruit that did not exist, that does not exist anymore. We don't know. There is no apple in the Bible. There is a fruit. And the reason why we say apple is because in Latin, due to phonemic vowel length distinction, they could make a play on words, because malus and malus mean apple and evil. And so it made sense from the translator's perspective to do this so that you could associate, well, eating, partaking of the forbidden fruit is an evil act because it's a sin. What is a sin? Acting knowingly against the will of God. And so they created the connection. Not that it matters to your salvation whether or not it was an apple, but it's important to underline that there is no apple in the Bible. It's just a fruit. And anyways, that's how it is. We reconstruct them. I wouldn't be surprised if we got 90% right when it comes to Latin. And the rest is like the stuff that is really difficult to recreate, such as the actual intonation and pacing. And that would be a lot harder. But yeah. Malus, like in malicious. Yeah, it's the same root. Exactly, it's the same root. Totally. Dead language, you were asking me about dead languages. A dead language, remember, is a language that has no native speakers. It's not necessarily a language that cannot be learned, cannot be spoken, or is not spoken. Latin is a dead language because no one is born and speaks Latin as a first language only. However, there are at least 20,000 fluent speakers of Latin in the world that speak it just like you and I speak English. I unfortunately am not one of those, but Luke Ranieri from Polymathy is one of those people that can totally have a conversation in Latin easily. And so, yes, it's still a dead language, but oftentimes people think that a dead language is something that no one speaks anymore, and that's incorrect. A dead language is only a dead language because no one is born with it anymore, which means a dead language can be resurrected. If we had a town where they only speak Latin and the children learn Latin, Latin would be resurrected and would be a modern, maybe not a modern, but it would be a living language again. Yeah. Catholic priest, ecclesiastical Latin. Yeah, Catholic priests usually use ecclesiastical Latin. That doesn't resurrect the language, though, because it's not their first language. But yeah, there are plenty of Catholic priests that can speak ecclesiastical. And yeah. I think schools should teach local dead languages. I mean, we do in Italy. You learn Latin at school, and ancient Greek, in fact. The way they teach it is pretty bad, though, because they don't teach you to speak it, they teach you to translate it, which is a waste of time, personally. I mean, it's not a waste of time because you can appreciate the classics, I guess, but it is a waste of time from a linguistic perspective, because no one has ever learned to speak a language by translating it. I can tell you that much. No one has ever done that. But yeah, and in Greece, of course, they study ancient Greek. I don't know if in India, the part of the curriculum is to study Sanskrit. I wonder. So yeah, I think they should do that with all Celtic languages, for instance. 100%. It's part of the heritage of the people. They should do it. Should bring it all back. Bring it back. That's what I say. Bring it back. Good stuff. Good stuff. Let me see very quickly how we're doing with metrics. Moving myself. Okay. All right then. Anyways, today I was thinking of doing a little bit of a shorter stream because I'm going to spend some time with the wife and the baby. So I do want to thank you all for joining. I kind of like it like this more because you can see a little bit of the reflection of the green light onto the play button. That's kind of nice. All right. So thank you so much, guys, for joining the stream. I think it was a fun stream because we did a little bit of history, a little bit of linguistics, a little bit of nonsense, a little bit of culture war, a little bit of Odyssey. We kind of jumped around, and I kind of like it that way so that, if you are someone who prefers one type of topic over the others, well, you get a little bit of that too. But thank you so much for joining the stream. It's about 3 hours stream. I think that's good for today. I'm going to go possibly make some pasta. And so should you. You should make pasta al pesto. Have an awesome night with your loved ones. Thank you so much, Boriana. I really appreciate that. Thank you for the stream. Absolutely, Nadog. Thank you for being here. Michelangelo 1. And let me see yeah, let's bring it back. We can get some land in Montana and just speak Latin. You should do that, totally. Latin would be fantastic to teach to the youth as a fun activity that they could do while having fun. I think that would be great. Anyways, thank you so much, guys. I'm going to go and I'm going to play some games as well. Have a good night, and I'm going to disconnect Rumble first. So everyone on Rumble, thank you for the support over there in 3, 2, 1. Bye, Rumble. Okay, next is going to be YouTube. So thank you very much, guys. I'm going to end the stream in 3, 2, 1. Bye. Have a good one.